not really gonna bring it up right now, but there's something I've been thinking about for a minute. And Andrea showed me this. There's a site, not a site, but a page on Instagram called White Boys That Date Black Girls. Yeah.
Just repeat that.
There's this page on Instagram called White Boys That Date Black Girls, right? And I'm all for interracial mixing and all of that. I mean, I'm not like directly mixed, but I'm mixed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like both my parents are like Cuban and Jamaican and Welsh. My mom is like Welsh. That type of shit. Yeah. So yeah, so it's mixed, right? But I kind of been seeing, so with the white boys that date black girls page, or white guys that date black women, or I can't remember the exact page, right? So like I've been seeing two strong images from two sides, right? Mm-hmm. It's like white boys that date black girls on that page is like very few. There's a couple of family shots and a couple photos, but mostly it's like this white guy took this black girl to Paris. It's like, look at the benefits of dating a white boy. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Or like the black girls are getting with these white boys for benefits. Right? Like there's this one story. It was like, oh, he took me to Paris. He took me here. We had a destination wedding. We did this. We did that. There's not too many. Just like, there's more the benefits of dating a white guy if you're a black girl than just, hey, this is a couple. There's just a regular couple. You know what I mean? All of them seem to be monetizing, or like, all of them seem to be like monetizing the relationship or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And then on the other end, it's like, okay, the benefits of dating a black girl. I mean, of dating a white guy of a black girl. But then you see the white girls that date black guys, right? So I was like, yo, right? The benefit of the white girls that date black guys, right, are woke trophies. That's what I call it. Because I go to a very liberal part of town to eat breakfast and to do a lot of my grocery shopping. So I'm in a place called Wilton Manors a lot. Go to Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, all of that stuff. You know, the good ones that aren't super busy all the time.
Where the left shops.
Right? So, like, Wilton Manors has obviously a big homosexual population. Right? And they're pretty well off in that area. So, like, but I see a lot of like white women with black kids. And it's like, they kind of, not like mixed kids. It's like black kids. Right? And it's like, they have them, and they're like, they're carrying, and they kind of, it's like, I call it woke trophies. It's like they're showing that they're woke to the rest of the populace. Like, oh, no, I'm more woke than you. Look, I have this black child on me. It's kind of weird to me that, like, I feel as though that's what it's come down to. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? Maybe the examples that I'm seeing, or whatever the case may be, maybe just those examples specifically, and it's not indicative of a bigger thing. But when I see it on a larger scale, it's like with the page, it just seems like, yo, the benefits of dating a white guy. And it's like, the benefits of dating a black guy is you'll have this woke trophy. You could say that, oh, I'm not racist, or I'm enlightened to the plight of people in a worse position than me, but you're really not.
This nigga's going for 81 tonight. He's potting. Just right off the clip. He's got 40 in the second half, in the first half.
What are you talking about?
You talking about me? You, yeah. All you need is 42 to get.
Oh man,
another, like,
but
41.
The thing is, I've been developing like the woke trophy thing for about a month now, bro. Because I've been seeing it, and then I saw the post. I saw the thing with. I saw the thing with I saw the post with Charlize Theron, and she's raising like 2 of her African boys as girls, or her black kids as girls, and they're boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you see fucking Tom Cruise has black kids with Nicole Kidman.
No,
hold on, let me finish. Fucking Angelina Jolie, she was one of the adopted African kids, super liberal. You know, like I see these threads of connectivity when it comes to these things.
Nah, I feel what you're saying.
What did Clinton do? What was one of the first things Clinton did on the campaign trail? He picked up a black baby and he kissed him.
Yeah, it's kind of a somewhat of a pandering move at times. You know what I'm saying? It is a sensitive
But
move.
it's like pandering with somebody's life. It's crazy.
No, I see what you're saying, right? I see what you're saying. And honestly, like, there's 2 sides of it, right? The adopted kids, you know what? As long as they're getting adopted and hopefully they have a good home, you know what? If it's a part of your political plan, whatever, as long as these kids getting fed, going to the proper schools and getting treated right, at least they're getting an opportunity.
Yeah, they're getting an opportunity, but if that's the case, then they're just pets. They're no bit better. They're like, if it's a pandering move.
Some might be authentic. You know what I mean? It just all depends on
man.
It all depends on that
It's
person.
it's like the super rich person. It's like super rich people. It's easy for them to adopt kids.
Yeah.
Right? The super rich people are easy to adopt kids, but how many super rich people actually raise their kids?
I mean, the only ones that are like not actively trying to still run their business, and not many.
Nigga, listen. Do you think like say the Kardashians for an example, right? Do you think they actually raise their kids? They all have nannies.
No, for
these
sure.
kids, like.
I mean, there's lots of nannies in international
this girl, what's her name?
Too, so yeah, I completely understand that. Like the nanny is a big part of that whole. And
I'm not saying the Kardashians just to say the Kardashians, but I'm saying people with that much money and that big of fame, that much fame. Like, bro, you don't have time. Like, nigga, you think Steve Jobs didn't even he didn't even want his daughter.
No, that part.
You know, like these niggas, God, like they're not like. But so like if you're an actress, if you're an actress or an actor, and you're in like you're on your run, right? Mm-hmm. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing adopting kids? Like think about it. You adopted them for the nanny to raise them, and if that's the case.
Are you talking about like which actress are you talking about?
I'm just saying in general, bro.
Okay.
I'm just saying like people who work, people in the entertainment. We work in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Right? Like even cameramen.
Mm-hmm. It's a schedule that can change any second. So it's a very
you think you're going to your daughter's piano recital?
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
You think you're gonna make the basketball game?
Not if you gotta
be so like.
Not if I'm filming a Marvel movie.
So okay, right? What's the point of adopting these kids other than a look?
It just all depends on I'm gonna shoot some bail on it because some people might think like, you know what, I don't want to be around a kid in the adolescent stages teaching them this, but if I can.
They're not teaching their kids shit.
Yeah, I'm saying some of them, you know what? Actually, some of them might have like a kid and whatever. They might be too old to.
The super rich, their kids have tutors. They got this, they got that.
For sure. Let me finish real quick. Let me finish. What I'm trying to say is it's not necessarily always a pet move. It could be like, man, I wish little Nick had a brother so he could kind of understand about sharing and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, let's adopt a kid because, we wanted a kid. But, there might be certain situations where that could happen and be genuine. I'm not saying all of them are genuine.
I don't buy it. I don't buy any of them. I'm going to keep it a bean.
I mean, but people get tax off and all this other and money for adopting kids anyways. Isn't that a thing? So
I mean, when you adopt a kid, I know they get Medicaid. or Medicaid, whatever one is for kids, Medicaid or Medicare, which one I can't remember.
You get that, plus
But
you get
that, and if you're not like,
you get funded a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
they give you money.
Yeah. So,
but like, they don't need it.
No, I'm not saying that they need it. I'm just saying that could also be a part of it. Maybe that's, like I said, for some of these guys, obviously for like political people and people that need those type of eyes.
That's everybody in the entertainment industry, bro.
You're talking about entertainers. I'm talking, but it could also be people
political, all of that shit. People who have a public.
You're talking about the public ass people,
even regular people, bro. This is not real talk. Real talk. From what I see, and how they act when they have the black kid with them, it's like it's almost I'm better than you vibe.
Yeah, you're talking about the mothers doing that.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah, I don't see fathers doing that on nearly any side, to be honest with you.
Nah, because them white boys don't want these black. Listen, man, I really don't think these white guy like a regular person like. No,
I'm not gonna sit there and lie. I
don't know. It's weird.
I've been in the AAU circuit for a little bit. There's definitely some white fathers out there to black kids that's adopted. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what their motive is, but they got, I've seen that more than time. Oh yeah, that's my son right there. You're like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen that.
Take The Blind Side for an example, right? Mm-hmm. I know how the movie came across, right? But if you actually do research into the actual story, right? Like he was already popping in high school before they adopted him, and they kind of knew he was gonna be something.
Yeah. Sometimes you can see it. It's a gamble a lot too, but you can see it.
But they figure like, hey, we get him all the right stuff because we have money. It'll work out because.
Yeah, of course.
And it was like an investment.
Yeah. Like, but you got to understand too. It's messed up, but it's not messed up at the same time, because who the hell else in their situation has taken the time to actually invest in said
but it wasn't an investment because we love you. It's like, nah, nigga, we think you gonna make it to the NFL.
Yeah, but how many people are investing because of love though? You know,
but that's what I'm talking about. This is what getting kids are. It's not an investment to make money off of them. Or it's not an investment because it'll make you look good to everybody else.
The only time you may do that is if it's your like biological kid. More times than not, it's like, hey, we just want to see what you're good in and things like that.
Listen, if I'm adopting a kid, bro, I'm not adopting him because I think he's going to be the next basketball star.
No, but there's also scenarios too, like, some men can't have kids, some women can't have kids.
That's different.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about like in the exact example of The Blind Side. If you read the research and read the journalism about it, it's more like, yo, we think you're gonna be in the NFL and we're gonna do this because it could be advantageous to us.
Yeah, well then that's the same thing as Mike Tyson's story. Wasn't that the same thing, right? He got taken out of like the hood of Brooklyn, got to the white people, go to school, things like that, ate some good food, things like that. Like he had that same experience. He actually spoke on it a lot.
Yeah, I know he did.
You know what I'm saying? So, but now if Tyson doesn't go through that, does he get the same exposure? Does he have the same chance to actually for us to see his talent? You know what I'm saying? So that's the part where I'm like, damn, it's messed up. But then we still got to see the Blind Side kid play. And we also got to see Mike Tyson play. And probably a whole bunch of other kids play, because there was kids in my high school that when they were playing basketball, hey, I think this kid could be pretty good, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, and the school will get especially if it's a private school, they'll put the kid in with one of these nice families and this, that, and the third.
And it's not even adopted. We're going to either put you with a nice family or, hey, live with the coach for a little bit until your parents could kind of come closer to the area, whatever we got to do.
Yeah, but like there's arrangements made to where niggas is making money for that shit. It's not like niggas is rarely doing that just out of the kindness of their own hearts. So again, I go back to the woke trophies. That's like that's one of the most usable currents because of how black people spend and how black people operate when it comes to support.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing stronger than a woke trophy.
I ain't gonna even lie too.
What's the first thing somebody says when a nigga accuses them of being racist? One of the first things.
I have a black friend or whatever.
That's a woke trophy. Yeah. That's a woke trophy also. Yeah,
people do that. Like, I don't know. I don't get accused of that too much anyway. So I think I gotta.
If people say, if I listen, everybody's racist, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody that isn't racist at some point. And I listen, as a nigga that's racist and knows that he's racist, and I have racist tendencies. Like everybody has certain prejudices that they grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fight it.
Yeah,
right?
But there's racists.
I can spot a racist a mile away.
Yeah, you can say you're racist, but I've seen you actually talk to white people. And,
no, I know I'm not. No.
Yeah, so like,
but I have my racist tendencies.
Yeah. Just
because I talk to you know.
I'm just saying because you're speaking real Kanye-ish right now. We try to get us canceled out here before we try to get a fucking deal.
I'm not speaking Kanye right now.
Trying to hug you like Wallow, nigga.
I'm talking about I'm not talking about all white folk or all.
No, for sure.
I'm talking about those specific in sure. That.
Just wanted to get some collateral in that. You know what I'm saying? But. What I was actually gonna say is piggybacking off of what you were talking about with the women doing that a lot, because for real that's mostly besides the I have a black friend kind of thing, or I hang out with white people.
White guys do it too.
No,
I'm pretty sure it was a white person that started that.
Oh, I have a black friend. Yeah, I'm almost 1,000%.
No.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure it was a white person a white guy potentially that started that Instagram page. White boys that date black girls.
Oh, that's the whole page? It's
an Instagram page. That's kind of where I got it from. Like,
oh, shit.
I saw that page today, and I was like, damn, bro. It kind of correlated everything. It was like the benefits of dating a white guy. That's how it's coming across.
Now, but was there a page of the opposite, like black guys that date white women?
Niggas that get skewered and roasted for that.
It wouldn't be accurate. It wouldn't be accurate.
Black girls would kill niggas for that page.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying, like, would it always be like husky white chicks? Because you know that is the
not every black guy likes fat white girls. Let's kill that.
But that is a stereotype.
That's a stereotype.
That's definitely a stereotype. Because, bro, I used to see that all the time too.
That's what I mean, racist tendencies.
Yeah. But I don't think it's a tendency. I think it's more of a prejudice more than anything. Like
I lump all of that in.
Yeah. That's
prejudice, stereotypes, and overt and covert racism. I lump it all in.
I know, but I just want you to flex off that. You know, you went to UF, so you know. I know you.
And you went to FSU.
I know you could differentiate. You know what I'm saying? But on that, I would say the worst one when it comes to the women, on the women's side of things, and if it had to be like, I'm not even gonna say like a culture thing, like the white chick that kind of appropriates a culture. I would say the worst one that I've seen was a white chick taking on, like, man, I love them chicks. They cool as hell, but it's like the white ones that be like doing the Jamaican thing.
With the dreads and stuff.
And they be putting on the dashikis and shit. This should be bothering me low key. Like I silently in the back of my head, I'm just like, yeah, why? Like you can still speak the patois a little bit if you want. You know what I'm saying? Eat the cocoa bread, but it just bugs. That one bugs me more than hey, I got a black kid or as a trophy son and what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? That shit bothers me way more. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, baby girl, why
how about this, right?
Why you rocking the dashiki?
How about this,
right?
You
know what I'm saying?
How about this, right? I can't stand when I hear a white person say the name Toby.
What, like? Oh, just the name Toby?
The name Toby.
Oh, from the movie and all that. Yeah.
Just not even in no rootsy way. Just like when you hear them talk about Tobias, when I hear announcers talk about Tobias Harris and they call him Toby, bro, it's just like, ugh, makes my skin crawl.
What about the former Spider-Man? That must have been tough.
Oh, Toby. No.
Toby Maguire.
It's not the. That's his name. It's not the same. Yeah. Calling him Toby is not like when a nigga's name is Toby.
You know what I mean? Toby,
bro. when I hear like it's weird, right? Is that weird?
No, that's definitely rough. I've never overthought that one because I ain't even gonna lie to you. I've seen Roots as a kid, but I've never
seen it multiple times.
I'd never decided to rewatch that joint. I just was like,
you had to watch. Did you not watch it in high school when they showed it? Because they showed it in high school.
No, they stopped that curriculum after a while. I seen it in elementary and middle. I was good off of that. I seen it about
I saw it in 10th grade and in high school. Other than when it used to come on TV.
We had it bought, but it was still in the plastic.
Every black people had Roots.
Yeah, but Jesus. But it was still
and it wasn't opened.
And it wasn't open, so I went to the library and rented that.
Like
joint.
It was to commemorate it. Yeah. Like this is gonna be worth something in a couple of years.
That joint is gone, and some stores near you sold off. You know what I mean? But when it comes to that, joint, that was like a crazy movie and everything. But for me, like I said, I just didn't need to rewatch that or retake that apart. But man, speaking of the crazy fallacious statements, man. More Kanye news. You know what I'm saying?
Go into it.
All right, so obviously we spoke. I wasn't too much in the room when you and Juan were speaking about the whole Kanye thing, but he did have a few rebuttals. He was on Drink Champs.
Yeah, I mean,
literally,
they took down a couple. I know they took down the NORE thing.
Took down the NORE episode with him, and it was on Revolt.
Yeah,
to be
they took
clear.
it down. Not NORE. I originally thought NORE took it down.
Nah, he didn't take it down. He didn't want it to come down originally. Obviously, I think personally, like what NORE was saying was actually right. I don't think he should have apologized anyways. That's me, but I get it because you got to protect the. You got to protect
the show at the end of the day.
You got to protect the show, and that's where I'm kind of on Kanye a little bit. Kanye's head too. Because I understand the messaging that you're doing, but
you kind of put people in a bad place. Even Jeezy was talking about that. You heard what Jeezy was saying, right? Like he had a song with Kanye, and he's not sure if he could release it because of what's going on.
Not even just that. He was on The Shop with him and LeBron and everything.
Who, Kanye?
The Kanye was with Jeezy. Jeezy has his new album out, and it's called Snowfall, ironically. So you have
without the W.
Without the W. Yeah. So you have Snowfall playing off the Can't Ban the Snowman stuff, and he doesn't have extra press because of that. For one, that episode gets cut. That was supposed to be the beginning of his. Hey, this week, I'm everywhere. I'm on Breakfast Club. I'm on all the podcasts, Gilly and Wallow, everything that you can name, right? But you cut off LeBron's one.
Did LeBron take that episode down?
I think that was probably. I think that was. No, that episode never came out.
Oh, it never came out.
They seen it. It was like, and this is when Kanye immediately ended up on Drink Champs after. And NORE was like, you know what? You're my boy. I'm going to give you freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? Speak your mind. You're in a safe space, which he was. The only thing is for NORE, what he said, he was right. He should have just checked him a little bit earlier on the whole George Zimmerman thing, and then just say, hey, let's not blanket out the whole Jewish community when you're talking about executives and people in the business.
Yeah, but he corrected. He explained it because I never heard, I never saw any of those other comments. Like I was oblivious to everything before the Drink Champs episode. Mm-hmm. So when people were saying he was anti-Semitic, I was like, where'd you get anti-Semitic
it was
from
tweets.
What he was saying?
It was the tweets beforehand. It wasn't the actual episode. They were already mad at him. From the whole tweet and him putting that out there. Then when he was on there, he was kind of speaking generally. And for him speaking generally, that's what hurt him. That's really what hurt him. He didn't go real into specifics like, hey, listen, let's just say.
I mean, I thought he was being pretty specific.
Nah, he should have just called out their names and called it a day.
You see, you can't do that, man.
Because
you can't do that, man. Like for him, when he said Jewish people own the record industry, That's a fact.
It is. And all he had
when
to
he
do,
said there's probably a few Jewish names in your contract that you don't even know, that's a fact.
He named like one person. There's like 12 of them.
There's a few.
About 12.
There's a few.
There's about
between
12.
Lawyers, Lucien, all types of.
There's about 12 strong that can really affect business across the board, right? Which, if he wanted to call them out, why is it a problem to call them 12? It just is more productive. At least people could just go and look at the name and say, and then at least start doing their research. Him going blanketed kind of through, and he actually apologized because he realized that. You know what I'm saying? He did apologize for that. A lot of that's falling on deaf ears now because they already mad. It's already.
I can understand. I can understand that. But if he's saying the Jewish people in the music industry, the Jewish owners in the music industry, like, why is Schlotsky, the owner of Schlotsky's Deli, upset?
Yeah. But at the same time, when you read a text, and I'll say this, I've seen enough Jewish people in Yeezys.
Yeah, they all wear.
They rocking their brands.
All wear Yeezys.
He's not
talking about the people. He's not talking about.
I know. They felt affected because it was like, hey, Jewish people taking this to DEFCON 3. It was so random. You get what I mean? They took it that way. So they're just, and I'm speaking from at least the knowledge of having two former roommates, as you know, they studied Jewish faith, they are Jewish, whatever.
Me
right?
too. Me too.
So yeah, they are taught, and a lot harder than us. So when you get offended, we are going in as a unit. Don't matter. We're not going to play around with it. There's no middle ground. You know what I'm saying?
Pick a side.
Pick a side when it comes to that. We ain't playing around with this because once we let it play around, they played around with us and we got in gas chambers. They did not like that. So that's the part I'm like, damn, you should have just called out their names, been specific. And you know what? The community wouldn't have said nothing. They would have been like, oh, yeah. But they would have just been quiet.
Yeah, but like
they
I
would have
said,
ate their popcorn and been quiet in the background.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't get the stuff before the Drink Champs episode.
No, for sure. That's why I wanted to paint the picture on that. You feel me?
I got you. I can understand that, right? But anything from Drink Champs on, I didn't see. There's nothing anti-Semitic about what he said on Drink Champs.
He kind of still doubled down on somebody else's show the other day. I think it might have been Tucker Carlson or somebody, where he was just like, he understood the whole Jewish thing, but he's still using it to kind of still do this whole shock thing. And it's like, dog, just stop using, because it was like, he called out like two names. He's like, this person, the Jewish people, the Jewish execs. I was like, just don't, the guy's like, dog, just stop using their faith in there or whatever. Just, you know what I mean? Like, basically stop using the color commentary. These men over here are doing this. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to, even as a white guy, he's trying to give him that lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, but and the pushback part is, though, what I don't love is that, some of those guys were talking over him, you know what I'm saying, and not letting him complete his thought. So I didn't love watching that part of it. But I do understand. The
reason is because they didn't want something to get said
too crazy.
Exactly.
They
were trying to stop. They're trying to stop the bleeding before the bleeding actually occurred.
Yeah, which happened on the Drink Champs thing, where NORE should have stepped right in and was like, "Oh yeah,
but how much can you do when you're drunk?"
When he first said it, I think he was buzzed. He was there. When it finally hit him, he was sauced. Because he was like, Kanye, about that George Floyd comment. And then Kanye answered, but didn't answer and went on a tangent. He tried to bring it again, but he was slurring. It was already downhill from there. I was like, there you go, NORE. But this, mind you, the homie Juan was like, I just watched like 2 hours and 30 minutes of it, but I'm like, yeah, he didn't even get to the part where he actually checks him on it, but he's a little too sauce. So by that time, you already like, all right, I'm done watching this. Like, I watched that part where he actually finally breaks it down, because even EFN steps in and is like, yeah, why are you kind of saying the whole Jewish community? He's like, no, you're right. This is when Kanye's like, no, you're right. Should be the executives, the people that are in power, and this and that. That's what I mean.
They all just so happen to be Jewish individuals.
That's it. And that's really what he's like. Yeah, you don't
like
have to.
Lior.
Yeah, but no, nobody actually decided to throw Lior.
I'm not saying Lior is one of the people.
No, I'm just saying nobody. I was just putting that out there.
Take Lior for example.
Yeah, and when he actually said that, I was like, okay. Good job, NORE, but it was too late. It was too late because nobody else. You got clip hunters now. People are searching for clips. So like,
yeah, of course.
If you were to say some kind of like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of want to get to the point.
It's just like taking part of a quote.
Yeah, and they're gonna take a quote, but I decided to talk about it an hour or two later. I don't think there's only going to be the faithful people that listen to this podcast to be like, no, he said this. And that's going to be a lot less than the people that's clipping this off and going to shade room potentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I need context, so I have to listen to the whole thing.
No, I listened to the whole thing. And all right, I'll be real. There was some shit in there he said.
Yeah, the stuff about George Floyd was wild to me.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Candace Owens documentary, so I don't know. What he's talking about. And
even if so, like, we had eyes, we seen the tape. It was in 1080p, 4K, whatever, right? So that's here nor there. I don't think he should have said that. But I think it was a double like punch, because black people right now, we are black, we can't fully back him up because he said that joint too. It was like a double whammy at the same time, almost back-to-back statements.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It wasn't no cushion time to be like, all right, well, you said this wild shit. And actually, it was all, and plus then you got to remember he had the White Lives Matter t-shirt too. Mm-hmm. Barely 4 or 5 days beforehand. So you have the spike of that. You got this going on, him showing the porno off to the Adidas exec to show.
Porno?
Yeah, remember I was speaking on that? I was thinking Kanye was in a meeting with the Adidas exec and owners.
Uh-huh.
Showed him a porno and said, motherfuckers don't wear Adidas. That shit ain't sexy at all. Niggas don't get, basically here's the direct quote. Niggas don't get pussy in Adidas. That's exactly
that's where that came from.
Yeah.
I did not know that he showed them a porno.
Yeah. And I think niggas might have been right. I don't remember the complete context, but chances are, if you ever seen a porno, nigga might be rocking some J's or some Nikes. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, J's, yeah. Nikes, or some Timbs.
Yeah,
that's the usual.
So
that's the usual.
The attire.
You know
what I'm saying? So I see, and I was like, damn, I kind of agree with that. Like,
I can understand that.
I could kind of understand. I can't remember the last time. So there was some few things, and also getting into ownership of, whatever your entity is, like if you're getting into entertainment or music, just try to own it, things like that. I was like, man, I agree with all this. And he was right on point. But like I said, he kind of...
The wild shit, it's like...
The wild shit fucked up the good messaging.
Yeah.
And he literally... And it's like, you could watch it happen in seconds, and you spoke and done so many things for hours and days and years, and you're like tearing it down in a second for just wild statements. That's the only problem that I see with this whole Kanye thing. Feel me? Like, it's just super, super wild to me.
Yeah.
A little later real quick too. Appreciate you. Smoke break.
Yeah, man. It's a tough topic to broach.
Nah, it's definitely tough, man.
Especially.
I mean, he's gotten
him breaching the topic. Ooh.
And now, all right, is Kanye still at this moment? Before we said he probably wasn't cancelable. Can he still pull through after all of this? He says he has 120 million or something like that in the bank still, liquid. And then, but can he still pull through this? They took out, R. Kelly fucked up, of course. They took out Bill for the most part, right?
Yeah, but that was all on some sexual stuff.
That was on some sexual stuff. He's just coming out saying wild statements. Nothing internally from Kanye has been anything that he hasn't put out there himself. Feel me? So I think he's pretty much.
I still don't think that they could cancel him. Like I don't know. I just don't think he's too entrenched. If you're gonna stop rocking Kanye like Yeezys, like it's like saying nobody stopped using iPhones when they found out all these Chinese little girls were getting their hands chopped off, making the chips and getting injured and shit like that. Nobody stopped using iPhones.
I didn't even know about that, but that is kind of deep. And niggas are still thinking about getting the iPhone 14 or waiting for the 15.
Nobody cares about the little kids in China that's getting paid 8 cents an hour, getting injured, not going to school. Nobody cares, right? Still going to use iPhone. So I'm pretty sure people are still going to rock Yeezys because they're fire.
I can see that. So you think, what about the music? You think he's going to still be able to push through with the music as well? Because Donda did perform well. I'm not sure about the second one, but that Donda did perform well. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people pulling away from Balenciaga dropped him, right? With the whole mouthpiece thing. Another JP Morgan dropped him for them banking with him.
And which is wild because they got a lot of questionable individuals who have accounts.
Yeah,
that's done way worse.
Let's not even speak about their boatload of issues that they have literally that got caught and seized by the federal government. But these things happen. Now, do I think I think it might be. Now, if he has a hot classic album where it's he's coming back out with damn near his first or second album, third album type of energy, then he's got a shot. Even
remember they tried to Me Too him. They tried to Me Too him with the Taylor Swift stuff and all this, that, and the third, and blah blah blah. But then he dropped "Stretch My Hands," bro, and it was a wrap.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true. But the Me Too thing, I don't see that ain't get that many people out of here. That got a few people out of here.
Me Too got a lot of people out.
All right, it got people out when they're
doing to Bill Murray.
No, it was strength in numbers when it came to Me Too. You needed strength in numbers. If it was like a 1-off, 2-off case, yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying? You notice that if you got 20, 30 of them joints, the only person that's actually still right now to this day not canceled is Watson, because he got that new contract. He's going to have a new lease on life by the end of this year. Then Deshaun.
Oh, yeah. He didn't get Me Too, though.
Kind of did a little bit. A little bit.
He didn't. He really didn't get Me Too'd.
But he's the only person that won on the versus strength of numbers a little bit, though. Having a case of consistency and, oh, this person did this to me. Oh, me too. That's why I'm kind of drawing that comparison of Me Too, right? So he kind of got off.
Russell got Me Too'd. Bill got Me Too'd.
But Bill Maher?
No, Bill Cosby.
Cosby definitely got Me Too.
Russell,
R. Kells.
R. Kells did some other shit.
Nah, but he fucked up. He completely fucked up overall.
Yeah, he did some other shit. I don't think it was really. That's some other shit. I'm not gonna put it in the Me Too category, but the white guy.
Okay, keep going.
But the white guy, the white executive, the movie guy, he got Me Too.
Harvey Weinstein.
Weinstein got Me Too. Yeah, him. Bill Murray is currently getting Me Too.
You know what's funny? I got invited to meet Harvey Weinstein a few years, some years back, with the owner of Wolf Circle, I believe. She had a studio down here. Oh no, Alexa's studio too. Before it was changed to Wolf Circle Studios or whatever. She offered like, hey, if you're ever going out to LA, let's go meet the Weinstein. I was like, damn, all right, cool. And I didn't even know about them. I was like, all right, yeah. And I Googled the shit later. I was like, damn, this nigga did everything. So, but you hear these stories now. It's like, damn. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to be taking off my shirt and showing no damn titties anyway, so I would have been safe. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But when it comes to these like whole Me Too things, man, there's some giants and there's some giants that fell. That's why I do feel like Kanye could potentially fall, though. You know what I'm saying? Not from necessarily Me Too, but when they want to really take out a giant, they kind of can a little bit. It's a lot longer process. It's not just the next day you're gone, right? Mm-hmm. It's more of those like, all right, we're gonna keep hitting your pockets, keep hitting your pockets, keep hitting your pockets. And if we need to, we'll lock your ass up to find something and then just put you out the pasture whenever it's necessary. So that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be a long road. It might be a long road back if he doesn't come out with a classic, but if he wanted to take a break and pop back up with just businesses, he could. And honestly, if he does it right, he could really own 100% of businesses that he does, kind of like what Sway was talking about, and really kill it now because he does have like pretty good press and things of that nature. You feel me?
Yeah, man. But yeah, let's keep an eye on this because it's probably gonna get a little more spicy before it cools down.
Nah, definitely, man. Definitely gonna keep my eye up on that one because this fool's been wilding. Gonna say, CAA drops Ye as a client.
See?
Yeah, everybody's dropping him. Hollywood Talent Agency has stopped representing Ye amid the growing call to boycott the rapper formerly known as Kanye West. The agency has ended its relationship with Ye this month following his anti-Semitic outburst. Jeez.
They're all titling it. Did you see? That's the title it's gotten now.
Oh, yeah. They're going to keep putting the anti-Semitic thing. They're not going to put the apology on. He already apologized twice, but they're not going to put that on Front Street anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's already been decided.
It would have been best. I ain't going to even lie to you. He should have went to no other platform. Should have went on like an Instagram or something like that and just say, hey, I want to say a statement. Read it out. Get out of there. Straight up. No questions. I'm out of here. He honestly should have did that. That would have been way better for him. It would have been so much smoother. Damn. Oh yeah, and then Drake sends fake Drake a cease and desist.
Oh, he does. Before it was cool. Now he's told him.
It's like, nah, it's over with. That's over with. All right, let's read what the letter says. Dear Izzy Drake. That's funny that they call him that. It's from OVO Sound, so it's officially from the label. This letter represents notice of your unauthorized use of trademark OVO to promote your brand and likeness, as well as unauthorized fabrication of the media, which per se damaging and defamatory to our brand. Your conducted actions are unwarranted, unwelcome, and unacceptable. Jeez.
He must have did some wild shit.
Yep. No, I think he had OVO pants on and keeps always saying OVO after, it's an OVO ting. Da-da-da-da-da. He's doing, hilarious. It's not just saying Drake. He's taking the lingo, doing all the likeness stuff. He's like, in addition, this will serve as a pre-suit letter demanding that you provide us with a written assurance within 7 days that you will cease and desist from making any further factually untrue statements involving OVO Sound and or Drake, and that you will no longer fabricate media that portrays the aforementioned trademarks. thank you for your cooperation. And they just got the owl as a signature. It's an OVO team. That, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you should be making a living off of impersonating somebody like that.
Not that deep.
Not that deep.
Not that
to
deep.
Where you're like,
it's okay if you would have did, like, okay, you know,
if it was a character that you're making videos or something like that.
If you did a skit, if he was on a skit comedy thing and he did other people with it, like if he did, yo, I'm this person from a store, or, you know, and just was a sketch comedy. I'm making a bunch of different characters. My best one is Drake. I'm not gonna over milk it, but I'm gonna do my thing with it. It would have been fine.
His whole thing is not even impersonating Drake. He goes in like he's Drake. Bro,
performances, shows up to the club, not to mention like calls him randomly because he finally got his number. It was just, but then like you're doing a celebrity boxing match. It's like it's getting too much now. Like it was okay. Like it's okay to even do I think Perkio probably did it somewhat tastefully. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't know if he like goes around trying to say, hey, I'm Dirk. I think he just looks like Dirk.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I'm Perkio, and then just laughs it off. Like he's like, no, I'm not Dirk, I'm Perkio. Like, and just that's it. Like, and he does his own music. He don't try to sound like Dirk. Things like that. Like it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like he's starting to want to pivot away from that and do his own thing too. Like, yeah, the money was great, making a couple grand, $5,000 here and there, you know? Of course, that's great. And you're getting a hotel and room and board, all that shit.
Yeah, you on a little run. That's cool.
But at the same time, yeah, man, like he was on like No Jumper, literally talking, amping up one of those fights, one of those celebrity boxing fights, and getting tried the whole time. Just like, yeah, like he's like, so what are you gonna turn this else into? Like, like everybody was asking. He's like, oh, you know, it's this OVO thing. Like he don't got a plan. That's the problem. Like he came in and just went super hot, and just he doesn't have a plan to figure out how he can
get
pivot
beyond
acting
like Drake to where people actually think it's Drake.
Bro, he could have played a Cuban guy. He could do a lot of things, actually.
Yeah, niggas out here be wildin', bro.
Especially like he could grow a beard for one. He's at like that mid complexion where he could kind of play a white guy or a Spanish guy if he needed to. Yeah,
he definitely could have parlayed it into acting roles or something like that, bro.
I'm just, like,
all of these Instagram, YouTube people have done it.
That's what he should have said. Hey, look, I'm an actor. This is just this is just letting you know I can act. This is one of my comedic roles. I'm not really a comedian at all. You know what I'm saying? Now that the eyes are on me, somebody give me a shot for a decent role. I don't even care if I'm just the bartender. But I'm going to let you know I'm going to play that role to the death. You know what I mean? But it's just people aren't, you know what I'm saying? People aren't really moving the way they need to move. They don't really shake it down how they need to shake it down.
And we're back. Slight technical difficulties and a break.
Nah, facts. I ain't gonna lie. Fake Drake is wild, but I do want to go back.
Fake Drake.
I want to go back. Actually, I want to dig in a little bit more of that Kanye thing. He's losing more and more people left and right.
Oh, yeah?
Lost his ex-wife.
What do you mean?
Kim K finally speaks out on Kanye hate speech. So, you know, she got a tweet for she did the PR tweet, basically said hate speech is never okay or inexcusable. I stand together with the Jewish community and call on the terrible violence and the hateful rhetoric towards them to come to an immediate end. Yeah. Posted this noon. You know, so that's one person, you know what I'm saying? That's another person off the Kanye wagon right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's when I seen that, I was like, damn. I know it's the ex-wife, but she hopped off the train too. Oh yeah, and then Good Music is also not a part of Def Jam as well.
They dropped them?
Yep.
Def Jam dropped Good Music?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a bean, right? That's all Def Jam got is Good Music.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
I don't know what I don't know who else Def Jam got.
I haven't checked for
Is
Def Jam.
Rihanna still with Def Jam?
I haven't checked for Def Jam. I don't know. No, she with Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think the Def Jam part of that is relevant. You know, like if Def Jam called me to work for them right now and just say, you know, I would ask for a decent bag because it's like, yo, you're basically trying to
bring you water back right now.
Yeah, you're trying to bring you back from the depths of the depths. You know what I'm saying? And you guys were like the top of the top. I just don't know what happened to the disconnect after the whole Jeezy and Ross thing, but they had a run. They had a good run. It was a good run. You know.
Shit about Def Jam. Fucking management. That's always the downfall of anything, man.
Yeah.
It's always.
Yeah, I can see that. Huge fall though, man. Like that's a massive, massive, massive fall when you really think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
And then, but yeah, man. But with the whole Kanye thing, any reconsidering after all these drops? Or you think
reconsider what? Which part?
That he's cancelable, or you think he's gonna another hit?
It looks bad.
It's looking bad though.
It looks bad.
It's a lot deeper than way before. It looks
bad, but are they gonna stop wearing his clothes and wearing his sneakers? Did Adidas drop him?
They're pushing. People are pushing for Adidas to drop Kanye.
Kanye.
I know that bottom line is strong.
Kanye, listen. They can't drop it. They can't drop Kanye, dog.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep I don't think they're doing. Adidas makes a lot of money still, though.
Yeah, I know they make a lot of money, but they make a lot of money also because Kanye is an affiliate. Mm-hmm. That's also a reason. Hey, why don't you sign with us? You think I get Kanye to make me? You don't think nigga?
The only people that's like more popular than like the Kanyes and stuff like that is what, soccer players, right?
All of them niggas want to work with Yeezy, bro.
No, they do. But I'm just saying, just in general, right? Soccer players?
I don't know. Soccer players are pretty popular on a worldwide stage, but on a worldwide level. But so is Kanye. And so it's hard to.
And see, all right, and that's the thing too, right? I forgot to hit home on that part. Kanye should know better on doubling down on the whole Jewish thing because he has so many young black people and just people in general working under him, right? You know what I'm saying? Listen,
if you want to think, but I understand that, but that's a tough ask for him to worry about. I get that, but that's when he's dealing with stuff that affects his livelihood in his mind.
I understand it, but if he's potentially like he's got the capital to employ thousands of people and they can be comfortable by comparison of what jobs he's opened up, right? Now he might have a strong team of 50, 100 or whatever, right? But they're all employed under him, annual salaries. You know, like really, they're all contributing how they need to contribute. But I'm just saying, just in general, like that's a machine that has to be ran over there. So he does kind of like, as an owner, have to think about that. That's why, like, there's certain people that I'm not even gonna lie, like lots of owners when I'm in the car with them and they're driving slow as shit. And you know, it's like, yeah, usually I'll just drive super early just because I'm just like. He's like, yeah, I have a responsibility to all the people I employ. Mm-hmm. I can't be out here just whipping it out as much as I love this car. You know, I can't really do that because I have to stay alive because if I'm gone, there's not much of a job for you guys after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I'm gone, yeah, my wife comes in here and what do you think is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? I was like, Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He's like, yeah, so I need to be alive. I need to be as healthy as possible. And I've heard that regurgitated through other owners that, yeah, they're not billionaires, but they're definitely multimillionaires. You know what I'm saying? Comfortably too, and big companies that could be even pushed like as
So
in.
you think they're gonna end him?
What, like actually end him? No.
Epstein end him?
No, I don't think, like, if he keeps trying to go, then yeah, he can definitely Alex Jones himself for sure. It's proven, like, it's proven.
I mean, yeah, George Floyd's family said they were planning on suing him for 250. That's a pretty steep number.
Yeah.
What are they suing him for? For what he said on Drink Champs?
Yeah, just, you can. All right.
Isn't that for? So are they suing Candace Owens also?
I think they would have to, and they would have to go after Drink Champs themselves too. But the apology does help at least, because at least you can say, hey, this and that, and NORE could say what you said about George Floyd and think, hey, that wasn't right. Da da da. He did also say those two things in there, so that could help absolve what he's, as far as Drink Champs and NORE, that could maybe absolve that, but I'm not a lawyer. But at the same time, looking at it from the outside in, from what I do know, is that this man, it's just that one thing I said earlier, man. Like that blanketed statement, you kind of just made everybody else enemies that you didn't really need. You know what I'm saying? You really didn't need to make them, because when you say Jewish people, right?
Yeah.
They're not just, he's probably even just thinking about, hey, Jewish American people, need you to come help me out for these owners of these American companies that's bothering my business right now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And bro, you're global, so you're saying Jewish people, so that's coming from everywhere, bro.
Everywhere.
So now on a global scale, you really done messed up. That's why I was like, yeah, that's the part where I know what he's talking about. I know what he's doing. He makes a whole lot of sense, man. He's making a lot of sense as far as like, hey, man, these guys own these companies. They're not treating it right, and they're part of a business that's like majority black. Man, I get that. I'm on that ship. Dun, 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 dun. And it's like, but then when you start blanking and, when you start giving the color commentary, you kind of throw it back because you're speaking on our people getting oppressed, but then you kind of color commentary their people, and then it's kind of like, it's kind of counterproductive when it comes to that. But like I said, when he was talking about owning our own stuff, you don't have to necessarily sign with these labels. You know what I'm saying? It is a fast pass, you could drive local and get there too. It's just now you got to consider that these record labels are the turnpike, right? And the express lanes on the highway. It gets you there faster, but there's still many roads to get there.
The express lanes, the record labels are the highways. 95, and the turnpike. It just depends on which record label gets you in the express lane.
That's what I'm saying. The express lane is a little different.
But if you want to go independent, you're talking about local roads.
Taking a local. That's why I said you want to take a local road all the way down to the city. It's going to take a lot longer to get there. You might not know somebody at the door now, so you might not just get in at the door. You have to pay at the door. You have to wait in line a little bit. It's going to take a lot longer. You're not going to be behind those ropes immediately.
Unless you wanted to flyest people in line, or you got some ladies with you.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying. We're giving you the club analogy to this, like
music industry stuff. Man.
Something has to. You're in line with a bunch of people. Hypothetically, if you're in Miami, you're in line with a bunch of 10s. How are you going to stand out if you're a 10 also?
That part. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to figure if you're at a great club, but if you freak, the best way is consistency.
Make sure everybody knows your face and knows your name.
Go ahead and talk to all the right people that you need to talk to.
You gotta spend some money.
Every so often, because guess what? It's not a free game.
It's not. I mean?
It's definitely not a free game. I don't see how people could, especially if you're going independent, it's actually a lot more expensive up front. but your back end money becomes infinite.
Yeah, because it's all you.
Because it's all you now. You know what I mean? Now, you can figure out how much you want to make per year or a lifetime. You have to look at the algorithm. You have to know your fan base. You have to build a fan base first. Then you have to know them, give them, feed them consistently. And that's how it goes, man. And yeah, you're going to have to spend some dollars. Advertisement, music videos, all of that stuff, But like I said, if you're in the club consistently tipping the bartenders and waitresses, you know what I'm saying?
Back to Ye.
Consistently, you good. You good money. But yeah, man, back to Ye. If I had I want to say he got like a 38% chance of making it out of this one.
20.
Yeah, it's going down.
I mean, we'll see. If Adidas don't drop him, then they know something.
But he could pivot and just do everything himself. I think he still has enough pull to have his own bank, have his own network, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? If he really wants to do all of that, he really could.
He could.
He really could. It's going to take a lot longer, though. Like I said, he's going to be riding local roads, even with the $1 billion that he says he has as far as businesses, right? That's what Forbes says he got, right?
Well, remember, he has a record label, so...
Got a record label.
Like, all of that's still in place. All of those connections and all of those access points are still there.
Nah, for sure. He's definitely making...
Just because Def Jam dropped him, which I think is that's a little quick.
Yeah, because I would definitely still want the other artists on there. So
who do they got?
I mean, I still would use Tiana Taylor shit. I would use.
I'm talking about Def Jam. Who does Def Jam got if they let go of him?
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even know. Like, I could look it up right now.
No, I don't even want to waste time in it.
I don't even think it's anybody.
But I can't think of anybody off the top of my head other than Rihanna. If they still got Rihanna, but other than Rihanna, I don't know who Def Jam has on their roster.
Shit, they just got 2 Chainz. That's about it from what I see.
Oh, well, yeah, he's not technically a part of Good Music.
07 Shake, 2 Chainz. 26 AR or
who? Bro, you gotta say people I know. Like you gotta skim through things. You gotta tell me somebody of importance.
Big Sean. Bino Redux, I do know about him. He was on a song with Nipsey a few times. They did a whole tape. This is getting kind of rough. Oh, Danny Lay. Dave East.
So you telling me they only have 2 Chainz?
I guess Fredo Bang is on there. It's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. I mean, they still have DMX discography, Fabulous, I guess. It's not looking good though.
They don't have nobody, dog.
Not to anywhere.
Unfortunately,
Hit Boy is a good producer to have on there. I'll give him that.
But they're signed it. He's putting out albums as Hit Boy. You know what I mean? And he's a rapper also.
So they probably signed him as an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not the beats. Probably.
Nah, Hit Boys. Nah, they have nothing to do with his beats. They gotta pay him to use his beats on his songs.
Yeah, that's what they probably gave him a budget for. It was like, all right, I'm just gonna pay myself this one, and
I'm gonna make my entire album. I'm gonna charge Def Jam.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I could see Hit Boy. Hit Boy is okay. Like as an artist, maybe not so much, but he has a lot of connections. So you would probably keep him as like an A&R. Like you're an artist, but you're low key an A&R for us. It's like we need you. Yeah, Legacy Act, Jadakiss, Jeezy, I guess because he just dropped. So
I thought that was a mixtape. It was a whole album.
He was
an album.
I think it is an album. He was doing press for it.
Yeah, but they do press for mixtapes.
Yeah, but you know these mixtapes, if they do numbers, they turn into albums.
Very true.
Yeah,
very true.
And he was down here in Fort Lauderdale too, with some of the, down the street with all the bikers and.
I mean, he recorded most of his shit down here.
What, the new one?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was with Justice League.
It makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, no, he was talking about some old stories about being up in Fort Lauderdale back in the day. I was like, well, that makes perfect sense. You know, Big Meats being down here and all that.
Fort Lauderdale.
I was like, that doesn't surprise me in the least bit. Let's see who else is on this damn thing. Oh, Beeb Gotti. They got the Bieber. He ain't hot right now, but Justin Bieber.
They have Justin Bieber.
It's showing Def Jam recordings. Justin Bieber.
Yeah, but they hip. Oh, okay, so they don't have Rihanna.
I guess this is it's not updated, but I guess they'll have everybody from Good Music because Kanye's on there. But right now I'm at the K's, so we'll see. I'm still scrolling down.
Just see if they have Rihanna. I don't care. I don't care about anybody else.
You don't care about LL Cool J?
No.
It's gonna take a while to actually scroll down. Like everybody has like a full page picture.
Just go fast. Like
you got to click load more on every 2 or 3 pictures, buddy. You doing that up and down moving like Pond the River is not gonna make it any faster. I'm telling you. Let's see. Oh yeah, Rihanna's on there. Rihanna is on there. So yeah, I guess if you got another billionaire person, they feel pretty comfortable. But Rihanna's on there.
yeah, so their main focus is pop. Rihanna and Bieber. That's who's holding the fort. And yay.
Yeah.
They lost a third, roughly.
Well, they still got Legacy Acts, 2 Chainz, and
They lost a third.
They lost a third, yeah, because you
easily.
I'm assuming that they lost Big Sean, right? In the Good Music
no,
thing?
Big Sean ain't on the Good Music no more. He left them.
Okay, so
I'm talking about the real money makers.
oh, you're just talking about
The big 3 would be Bieber, Rihanna, and Ye. That's the big 3 for Def Jam.
No, for sure. I'm just trying to think about like the next tier that makes decent money, which would have been at that time. It would have been 2 Chainz, Big Sean. You know, guys that can make some decent money for you. Like those, like if you had a roster full of guys that could make that money early career, even right now, I'd take it. I'd take it. You'd be a pretty successful label. Give me about 5 of those type of artists. Match me up with 5 of those artists, 6 of those artists. You'd be great, actually. Because sometimes you can't get the top, but if you can get some like good tiers that can, you know, bring some people to the seats, that's all you need. That's not bad though.
It's looking rough. It's looking rough for Ye.
Not a great, like they got a decent roster actually. I kind of guess I'd take it back a little. They got Nas too, so
Nas is not on Def Jam.
yeah, he is.
He's on Def Jam?
Nas right there. Official site too, if I click on it.
I could have swore that he was on that other one.
King's Disease 2 out now. Yeah, go straight to the site. Def Jam.
Nah, go back to King's Disease.
King's Disease 2 out now.
What other? Scroll.
This is his website.
Let me see.
Yeah, they put his official website on there. I thought, well, I guess if they're
Mass Appeal. I thought he was on Mass Appeal.
he owns it.
Yeah.
He owns it though.
Oh, he owns Mass Appeal.
He owns Mass Appeal. Yeah. Remember this nigga got Ring.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hennessy, Ring, all those things. That's not too far off.
Yeah. 2002 Nas, all rights reserved.
Right? Yeah, so they got a decent roster. They got legacy acts and pop acts.
They got the biggest acts. They had some of the 3 biggest acts in the world.
Yeah, and honestly, like I said, their legacy.
But are they them directly? You gotta click to see who else. Like what actually, of them do they own? Huh? You know what I mean? Like, you know how record labels will say, "Oh, you know, we're on his roster," but like low key they really aren't, but they are. You know what I mean?
I mean, they could be handling the distribution. You know,
like what specifically? Because I didn't.
What for Nas?
For like Bieber and Rihanna, because I know Rihanna was on Island, and Island and Def Jam merged. right? They became Island Def Jam.
Yeah, so Def Jam probably just swallowed all of them and said, we're Def Jam. All this other subsidiaries is costing us money. We don't need all these splits. Def Jam. You're on Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? And remember, too, before he signed on and then quit, but was it the other Rosenberg? Paul Rosenberg? Mm-hmm. He was running Def Jam for a little bit, but that was kind of short-lived, too. They ended up cutting ties. It's not a bad roster though, man. This is actually kind of turned out way more impressive. They got Max, so yeah, they got your boy Logic. Mm-hmm. He was making a lot of money at one point.
Oh yeah, he was, but I thought he retired.
That's what it is. You got the deepest blue in my hat. It's like a shark's fin on there. So nah, that niggas is alright. They'll Def Jam is gonna live to fight another day. I ain't gonna sit there and lie to you. I ain't even gonna lie. And if Rihanna really drops a new joint, that's it right there. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I had to go back on that, man. Oh, there is other little news that popped up.
Oh well, he's really signed through Scooter Braun, through Island, through Universal. Def Jam got a little piece of it through, but he's not Bieber. I'm talking about.
Oh, Bieber. But isn't Island Def Jam? We own you, shit, nigga.
I really want to say that they gave Def Jam the look because I don't think he's on Def Jam. He's on Scooter Braun's record label, and they gave it to Def Jam. If that makes sense.
What, Island Def Jam?
Yeah.
So
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Island Records turned into Island Def Jam, and what you're saying is that Island deal within that deal basically
it's really Universal who owns all of that shit. UMG.
Yeah, but is UMG, they got Def Jam too as well? Or is it like, I know they got Geffen and all those other people. So that makes sense. If they got Geffen, they got, who's the other one? Alamo and all those guys, right? So if they have them, that means it makes sense that Fredo's
like
makes sense that Fredo's on there. You know what I mean? Because now, oh, hey, you want to sign some artists?
But it's not really Def Jam. You get what I'm saying? It's Alamo.
Yeah, Alamo's handling everything, as well as Bang Entertainment, his label
Def
that he's
Jam
signing
is getting
people
a little
under.
Piece.
Yeah, and
it's weird how the record labels work. But like, the major company can just put a nigga on a record label.
Well, most of these sub labels are signed to a label anyway, so like, you know, a bigger parent company anyway. So it's like, hey, you know, let's say if you have the bankroll and I need to start a label, you already have a label. You got two other ones, Jamaican music, pop music, right? Hey, Marc, man, I want to start the rap leg of this. Not under your label. I'm going to start something else, but no, I just need the bankroll and a little bit of knowledge so I won't fall into the pitfalls, you know, things like that. All right, yeah, let's do that. You give me, let's get half of the Birdman deal, or you give me 20 million, right? To start signing artists, things like that, you know. So I'm like, okay, boom, I get an artist, he's doing well, I don't have to sign him for $1 million. You know, I play it smart, get him for decent deals, whatever like that. We sign off good percentages, and we use what you gave me to make him a star, though. You know what I'm saying? We use that for their marketing budget, and we make them look like a star. We make sure they have the best videos, the best possible production of the time, and make them organically look like they're going to be one of the best ever, right? Then that artist gets big. I sign other people that flop out, fail. But there's one artist, he ends up doing good. Shit, let's create another label, still under these labels, right? Mm-hmm. Then eventually
that artist wants his own label.
And then eventually it just gets so big, you didn't really have to do much anymore. You know what I'm saying? You just getting your piece. It becomes a pyramid scheme, basically.
Yeah.
What this is.
And on top of that, like record labels and parent companies, like say for instance, if like look at Game, right? Game was on Aftermath, and Game got Dr. Dre put him with G Unit, which was under Shady, which was under Aftermath.
And everything was under Interscope anyways. And
all of that was under Interscope.
Under UMG anyway. So Lucian anyways. Like, let's get all the way back. Lucian. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, like look at fucking Usher, right? Usher was never signed to Puffy, but the record label was a part of whatever record label Puffy was a part of. You get what I'm saying?
LaFace Records.
Right? Yeah. So they were all under one big company.
And that might have been like under...
And Usher got sent to Puffy to get his swag up.
Yeah. Because it's like, I think what makes it slightly easier is if you can, oh, hey, I want to work. Like what happens is like, okay, look, this concert's going on, right? This festival's going on, right? All right, cool. All these quote unquote different record labels is coming and having the artist perform, but realistically, it's coming from. We're gonna use UMG because it's a
UMG show.
Yeah, it's really a UMG show, but realistically, we got Empire artists here, right? So now we got
Alamo artists.
We got Alamo. We got Interscope artists. Now we got the CMG crowd out there. Now we got
Atlantic.
Who's QC tied in with? I feel like they're tied in with somebody else too.
QC, if they're not Atlantic, they're probably Universal.
Yeah.
If they're not Atlantic, whatever. Warner, who is Gucci tied in with?
Warner has their own thing though.
Who is Gucci tied in with? That's because that's probably where all them Atlanta niggas got deals essentially through Gucci.
No, for sure.
Not like through Gucci, but like Gucci's route. Like they use. I'm trying to think. They're all like offshoots of what?
QC.
Record. Quality control.
Yeah. Label. Who they under? That's the real question. UMG. Yeah, so those things are basically UMG shows. You know what I'm saying?
Distributors. Motown, Capitol in the U.S., Virgin Music for independent releases.
No, I looked at the parent company too.
Yeah, UMG too.
Yeah.
But they get distributed through these other people.
Yeah. But when you get those distributions and things like that.
Which doesn't make sense because it's all electronic. Like nobody is buying albums. Nobody's buying CDs no more.
Yeah, the only distribution is, hey, we already have this relationship. You don't have to create it yourself. You don't have to beg them. You don't have to give them any payola. We got your percentage over here. So, hey, your shit's done. Hey, we're gonna press click. Somebody that's in the label is gonna be behind a desk doing that, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. They're gonna have that system to keep all your analytics, give you your analytics, and you know these guys. It's very streamlined and easy. You know what I mean? Right now, we're doing digital marketing for these guys. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily hands-on management, but like making sure that your song and things like that may hit to the furthest part of, you know, the atmosphere, right? So technically, we could call that a distribution deal. You know what I'm saying? If we had the capital funded from one of these parent companies, that's essentially what it would be. Hey, use your relationship, use your dollars, get them in these platforms, bang, bang, boom. You know what I mean? So, yeah, QC. Most of these shows are UMG shows then.
Yeah.
Capitol Records, all of them under there. Virgin.
Atlantic. All of these, they're essentially under like UMG or Warner Brothers. Those are the two main. Those are the two main guys.
Yeah, because Warner. Here we go. Let me type in Warner Music Group, right? They have so many. Yeah, WMG has a lot of people too, though. You could already see the Heidi Klums, the Ed Sheerans.
Heidi Klum.
Yeah, I guess she's an artist too. Coldplay.
Heidi Klum, the model.
Yeah, I guess she might have busted a song.
Okay.
I guess she might have busted a song out here. Yeah, man. Let's see. Part of Warner Brothers music group still in business. Subsidiary. Let's see. Atlantic Records, 300, WMG, Parlophone, Alternative Distribution, Alliance. I got a lot of people here.
Whole bunch.
Roadrunner, Asylum Records, definitely seen Asylum. EMI. Oh, they got Songkick. Spinning Records is like is the EDM DJs and shit like that. Bingo players. They got when if you're at like a more let's just say the Tootsies type of strip club and they play that song when all the girls are walking out. Yeah. That same song, they got that Martin Garrix. They got him. They got them dudes. I'm talking about sold out shows, waves of people. That's them. You know what I'm saying?
Pyramid Scheme. The record industry.
Yeah. So and like I said, what Kanye was speaking of is that not the owner of every label is a Jewish person. He was just saying the main parent company of these companies, they happen to be Jewish. But like I said, that's a blanketed statement. It's color commentary. So really,
yeah, when you say that shit, you setting the world ablaze. Honestly,
yeah. So realistically, he should have said, "Hey, this owner, these guys own your stuff. They're not of your, culture. So, it's not
just the bottom line to them. That's
all.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say.
So, let's start taking the longer route to getting to where I'm at today. I know it was hard. I signed. I'm looking back at it. I'm telling you, this ain't the way to do it because I had to fight back. Look how many times I had to speak on distribution labels, things like that. And
Kanye went broke.
Yeah,
not too long ago. So
if he's speaking on that like that, that's where he should have came from, not the way him just speaking on the color commentary. It was counterproductive. That's really what it comes down to. It because we could look at it and say, all right, cool, that is all right. His religion don't mean nothing to me, but yeah, he's probably not of the culture. So let's figure this out. Let's try to do this independent. So it's not going to be like the NFL, NBA, and we can actually have real owners. Mm-hmm. That's what it's got to be.
Mm-hmm. You know what's really going to get him to can? If he aligns himself with like Farrakhan and them.
Yeah, or like if he's doing some Russian shit or Kim Jong-un or some crazy shit like that.
But I don't think well, let me not put nothing past him. I don't think he gonna go that route.
Yeah, he better not.
I don't think he Rodman.
The thing is, Rodman was never like a financial threat like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, Rodman got money, but we can we can still count his dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see, I remember seeing Rodman down at Los Olas plenty of times, karaokeing at bars and just doing his thing, son. You know what I'm saying? So like Rodman is very easily touchable, one, but two, he don't have that same influence, that same impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He definitely has his moments and people remember him. Like he walks in the room, definitely commands the room, but that's about it. Like if Rodman walks out the room, you're going to talk about it for a minute, but it's not going to be a viral moment. Now, on the flip side, if Rodman was around during social media, though, he might be.
Yeah.
Like primetime Rodman with the...
Trust me, the celebrities probably yearned for the days of the 90s.
Yo, he would have
and the early 2000s because social media now...
I don't even follow the Shade Room, but he would have been up in there. You see,
every day.
Bro, the way they talk about Tristan Thompson, come on, man.
Yo, Tristan Thompson.
They would have been on him.
A spirit animal.
They would have been on him, but honestly, he would have got a huge pass too from him dressing in the bridal shit and all that. He would have got a pass. The GPS community would have had him held down. They would have gave him the right coordinates for that one. You know what I'm saying? I promise you though, like he would have been straight. He would have been straight all the way through. Actually, now I think about it, it would have been some bumpy moments. It would have been like, and they would have been like, oh, don't you got a game next game? And he's in Vegas. And he's got to fly back all the way to Chicago. Come on. That'd have been crazy.
Yeah, that would have been wild.
That'd have been crazy, man.
That would have been, yo, speaking of basketball, right?
Yeah, what up?
Oh, man, the season started.
Mm-hmm.
Some teams look crazy. Some teams look really good. A lot of the usual suspects. Ja is making a really strong early case for MVP.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get that.
The Lakers look like trash though.
No shooting.
Real trash.
No shooting at all.
It looks like it might go nuclear soon, man. I'm not too happy about how things are being portrayed.
Everybody's shooting bad. So that's the if you watch basketball, even if you don't watch basketball, just watch how many people are missing open 3-point shots. It's
on the Lakers?
Yeah. Almost everybody is. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't hit one in the last game. Anthony Davis hit the side of the backboard from the corner. And LeBron missed a deep three by like 10 feet.
And the craziest part is they're wide open threes. Like they're getting to the middle of the paint, kicking it out. These guys, nobody's like really flying back out at them. They're kind of like, all right, go ahead and just shoot that. So, like I said, they need shooting. They need shooting. Their shooting is like their Achilles heel because you miss so much. There's only so much defense you want to keep playing after somebody keeps missing.
The crazy part is, right? Like right now, like the best shooter on the team is LeBron. Right?
And really,
but he's not playing off the ball to utilize that.
So yeah, he's gonna come down, shoot it. Like he's kicking the ball around, but chances are he's still
But Russell Westbrook can make those passes. He could be the one receiving the passes wide open, hitting these threes.
I could agree with that. And then there's a part where I guess part of last year, which wasn't his fault again, because none of those other guys were there. They actually had some shooting, more shooting than they had this year. You know what I'm saying? They had Melo, they had Malik Monk, you know, you had Austin Reeves. You had some decent shooting, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what they should have did was he was turning over the ball a little bit too much last year, but like I said, you had LeBron out. Yeah, AD out. And it was like a mixture of all of that all year. So it was all inconsistent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just he never had the time to get comfortable with that. And now you have a squad of a team full of non-shooters and he's not bringing up the ball on top of that. So even if he brought up the ball right now, LeBron could be the only one shooting. And realistically, if he's not driving in the lane, they're just going to stack more people at LeBron on the outside. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But these guys need to make a trade within the next week or two so they don't go down like 5-25 or some crazy ass like record like that, which could go down. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they have the picks this year to get Victor Wembanyama to try to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Looking rough. It's looking rough out there, man. But no, the season is looking good though, man. There's some teams I'm excited for, man. You got like Boston's looking legitimate. They lost tonight though versus the Bulls, but Boston's looking good. The East is looking actually pretty good. All the losing teams too are kind of taking over. You seen it? I know it's early in the season, but you seen the Jazz, right?
Yeah. Jazz
is like, I think is still undefeated or close to it. Jazz is undefeated. Boston lost their first one. Portland's been playing well. I think they won tonight too.
Yeah.
So Portland, I believe, is still undefeated as well. Oh yeah, the standings are pretty nice right now. Check out. Actually, let's pull that up real quick. But Lakers are looking horrible. What do you think about the Nets, though? Because they're kind of like 500 or a little bit below that.
Before we get to the Nets, yeah, like, again, I'm going to reiterate my fact on LeBron. Like, even What was Juan talking about? Stephen A. Well, not Juan. Who was mentioning that
Yeah,
Stephen A. actually? Okay.
I seen it earlier too, though.
What I was talking about earlier, I guess Stephen A. had said something to that extent that LeBron does this, like, he'll make this inflammatory statement and back off and say, "Yeah, I'm not gonna make no da-da-da-da-da-da," and leave all of this shit on Russell Westbrook and say, "I'm not gonna talk about Russell Westbrook. You want me to?" and da-da-da-da-da, knowing that he was the one that pushed the fucking button.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when it comes to like the media thing, Stephen A. will defend that. You know what I'm saying? Because even when Draymond was talking about new media, you know what I mean? He gave some pushback on that. So for sure, he basically said, like, yeah, in a roundabout way, you telling that to the media is gonna have the media speak on that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're gonna ask you more about what do you mean about this new shooting, and because Russell Westbrook's already a hot topic, they're gonna correlate the two.
Yeah,
and it's fair for them to correlate it. It's more than fair.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he was alluding to. So, like,
and then you want to say, you guys want me? You're leading me to say da-da-da-da. Like, nah, nigga, you started it.
Yeah, him and Pelinka, Anthony Davis. I mean, Anthony Davis isn't shooting well at all. Anyways, like, he can't hit a three. They want him to shoot a bunch of threes.
He's not good. Like, I know he puts up good numbers, bro. No.
I'm not gonna say he's not good, but right now he's not playing to what he was, though.
He should have never been in the top 75 over Klay Thompson.
Yeah, I could agree with that because only one ring by comparison to how many Clays.
And it was a bubble ring too, bro.
No, but
that shit don't even count.
How many he's overall contributed, like things like that. I'll probably have to give it to Klay, even though like there's times individually and overall season wise he did carry a team to the playoffs. Like, gotta give him that. You know what I'm saying?
You mean when DeMarcus was on the team?
Even I think he might have had a run before that because
you talking about with
because Curry was hitting them corner threes on his ass.
You talking about with Rondo?
Yeah. Rondo,
a seasoned vet.
Yeah, seasoned vet. He needed somebody because he was young.
A nigga proven to lead a team to the playoffs.
Did he?
Rondo
by himself? I know he put his work in.
I know they went. I think they went to the playoffs after them niggas got traded.
Did they?
I believe so.
Okay. I mean, I could
be wrong.
I can't recall. This one I can't even fight you on because like usually I remember those things off my hip, but I can't fight you on that one.
Like I said, I could be. You feel me? Like I could be wrong. I'm not saying that I'm right,
but I mean, offensively, Rondo isn't like he's more of a conductor of an offense rather than the scorer of an offense, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, that's exactly what AD needed. He needed to be in the right spots and things like that. But like I said, this is when Steph started going nuclear, splashing like 100% in the corners and like AD jumping out of his shoes to try to block him and he still hit it.
Yeah, I remember.
That's why I was like, yeah, AD did at least get the team to the playoffs and, you know, he was like the focal point of the offense and things like that. He did his thing. I want to say all the way almost up to the bubble, he was pretty much a baller, but like these past few years, it's not the Lakers colors or nothing. It's not even just the injury.
I'll say this. Was he really a baller or was he like a A+ version of Kevin Love on a bad team?
No, I'm not going to say that because defensively, Kevin Love couldn't even be in the same.
That's why I said an A+.
Yeah, he couldn't be in the same combo. So, I would say, honestly, he was like how defensively, without the rah, but like he kind of gave you the KG, like he could stop you like KG, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but again, look what Kevin Love did on Minnesota.
Oh, you're just talking about like the decline of him playing with LeBron, or you're just saying that was he
okay? Would you say that Kevin Love? Jesus Christ, man!
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Would you say Kevin Love? I don't even know how it got here. Would you say Kevin Love is a top 75 player?
He didn't make that list. But would I say?
Would you? Well, okay.
What like?
Why is AD much better than Kevin Love? That's all I'm asking.
Well, I'll say this because him playing that other side of the ball and being like, didn't he get Defensive Player of the Year like once or twice too? I think he might have got Defensive Player of the Year once or twice. So to me, that
I don't think he ever have. I could be wrong, but I don't think AD's ever gotten any accolades.
Let me double check that. I think he has actually, but
other than All-Star MVP, which he in halftime he asked them to let him be our All-Star MVP because it was in New Orleans.
Let's see. Oh yeah, no, he has yet to win one.
So like I'm saying, why is he any much better than prime Kevin Love in Minnesota?
I thought he actually won one. Let's see, all defensive team. All right, let's see. Here's the stat line. 8-time NBA All-Star, has been named to 4 NBA first teams, so that's good. 4 NBA All-Defensive teams. And his first team, in the first season, he got the NBA championship with the Lakers. That's pretty much what he did. All right. Well, he's been first team like a good amount of time as well as being on the All-Defensive team, so 4 times a piece. It's not bad. Not bad. I mean, that means realistically, if you're on the first team, that means you're putting on. You can't just be playing defense. He was putting up 20. Actually, no, we watched him. Like I watched him kind of grow too after that first year, whatever. He was just a defensive guy that really learned how to put his offense together. He was hitting shots. He was, finishing off alley-oops, dunks, a couple crossovers, and, really, really KG-ish to me overall. And that was like kind of refreshing to see, like, oh shit, he gonna kind of hold down that, that flagship. But like I said, he's not the big rah-rah guy. He's on defense. He's not going to slap the ground and get his arms wide and be like, give you the crazy eyes. That's not what AD going to do. AD's just going to, I took a layup, and he's going to come out of nowhere and block it. That's AD's like strength. Like, damn, I didn't think he was going to get there. Catch some lobs, finish some ISO middies, post up fadeaways. That's what AD is, you know what I'm saying? And at one point, hey, all that was nasty, but now for the fact that he barely makes the mid-range, right? He's really not making. He's shooting under 20% on the threes.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible.
So it's horrible. You know what I'm saying? He's not far off from Russ on the 3-pointers.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why mad people are absolving him. I'm not sure if he over Klay Thompson with, like I said, he's been a part of way more championships. I don't think he should be because Klay Thompson's been a part. He's played in all 4 of those championships that they got. Straight up. So, and he was always at least the second or third top scorer on there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like AD, when he won the championship, was one of the top 2 scorers, but on definitely on the first run.
Can we stop talking about this bubble chip?
No, but I'm just saying. But no, let me finish. Like, definitely on the first run, Klay had to be the second leading scorer of the team for sure. So I'm looking at
the first 2.
Yeah, the first 2.
He was the second leading scorer.
So yeah, man, like Klay should have been on there. When they didn't have him on there, the only reason why I said I never actually gave him a scale. I was like, I guess because he was injured the past 2 years, it was like a recency bias kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I could think of because realistically,
it was a clutch thing, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, that too. We did talk about all the politics. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's just like signing with the label. Like the label is going to get you in certain doors that other people can't get into. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think that's where it came down to. But at the end of the day, we already know like Klay's going to have a better overall career due to the championships and the accolades that he's going to finish off with. He's not going to get the overall 3-point thing, but he's definitely going to be top 5 overall in 3-pointers made for sure, even after missing 2 seasons. But yeah, man, the game is like, you're right. You're right. It's not a good look, but we'll see what AD pulls out this year. I don't see his shooting getting much better.
Mm-hmm.
He might have to cut the hair. I don't know, but I don't know what's going on with his jumper though. He said he had an injury he dealt with all last year, but I'm like, okay, if you're healthy now, you're just missing him. It's not the injury, buddy. Like, you need to. I just think he needs to work in the inside. He keeps trying to avoid being a center, but like,
yeah,
it just seems like it works. It works down there for him. You know what I'm saying? Like him finishing layups and doing like the up and unders and little close fadeaways, picking and rolling and catching the alleys. That's what works. All that mid range and higher than that, it's a nice additive that you can, but you shouldn't be standing out there. It sounds like messed up, but he's not. Porzingis shoots better outside than him. Even right now, this season especially, he's shooting way better outside than him. That 3-pointer, he damn near brought them back with like 2 threes or 3 threes almost, right? But AD right now, I wouldn't trust him to shoot anything right now. The whole Lakers squad, I feel like middle schoolers and high schoolers right now could shoot better 3-pointers than them consistently.
LeBron will probably do better with Porzingis than AD right now, I'll tell you the honest truth.
Yeah. Like, but people aren't talking about that.
No, they're talking about they're trying to put it all on Russell Westbrook, and LeBron is kind of the architect, like I said. But enough about LeBron, dog.
LeBron.
The Nets.
Ben Simmons ain't scoring much, but we'll see.
But Kyrie and KD, like shit,
balling.
They balling. They're just not winning too much.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, to me, I kind of said this. I don't think Ben Simmons should shoot a bunch of 3-pointers and a bunch of jumpers or anything like that. I think he just needs to concentrate on going downhill
and getting in his free throws.
Yeah, and just work on the free throws. If you can shoot 50%, you're good. That's all they need. They need some, because he's going to get them in foul trouble. Then you have Kyrie cooking and you have AD cooking. That's a bunch of free throws. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a bunch of free throws from both of those guys, and they're going to make those free throws. All you have to do every time, the first and third quarter, Ben Simmons, I need you to look to score.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the mid-second, so like only time I'll need you to like look to score like that after you draw 2 fouls, 3 fouls. You know what I'm saying? On the defense. After that happens, start looking to kick out. Because, you know, they might try to take a charge. Boom. You got them a blocking call. Maybe you go for 2 layups, get 2 quick little fouls, one of them an and one. Now all you got to do is shoot them free throws. All right, cool. KD, Kyrie, cook. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the whole Ayton thing. Yeah, we're just going to make sure you're involved, this and that. So first and third, for sure, in the beginning of those quarters, your time to shine, go downhill. Draw fouls. Go downhill, draw. That's all we want. So after that, all that cool passing, of course, we want the passing and defense all game and the rebounding. But when it comes to that, man, just run your ass down court, put your head down, lay up, dunk, catch these backdoor alleys during the middle of all of that, and you good, man. But do I think they're going to win after currently constructed? I can't see it. They still need another big man. I don't think they're getting DeAndre Jordan back. I don't know what available. They need a good available big man too. I don't know who has like a gang of them right now either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they could get a Brook Lopez, somebody like that, is over with. That's what they need.
Yeah.
You know, somebody like that, maybe just a big body dude that could just really knock some heads off. If they could somehow get a Time Lord kind of person. They're straight. Claxton's great though. I like Claxton for what he is, which to me, I like him on a championship team. I like him at 25 minutes, occasional 30, 35 minutes, depending on the situation, but really 25 hard hustling minutes. You know? Mm-hmm. They just need two of those. Two Claxton, but another one that could really just got some weight and could just tire out another center. That's it. That's what they need, man. But where do you think their season's going to go? Like, as far as, like, championship, bust, like, you think they're going to be...
The Nets?
Yeah, Nets. Like, where do you think... Think they're going to make it out the East?
Boston looks really good.
I'm liking Boston, though, for sure. I'm looking real good. But Boston, here's Boston's only issue. If one of the top two get injured, it's a problem. They got some depth.
Yeah, but it's like that for the Nets too. What?
You can lose. Yeah, you can't lose Kyrie or KD. You could lose Simmons.
You can't lose Ben.
You could lose Simmons a little bit and still be all
right. You can't lose Ben, bro. Ben's still gonna play all the defense.
That part's true. But they pushed on with Ben for so long without him that I feel like they could do okay without him.
It didn't get him anywhere.
No, it didn't. I'm just saying, didn't they actually at least make the playoffs? You know what I'm saying?
They made the playoffs, yeah, but they were treading water. And then they lost. They got swept.
I think they're a second round team right now. I think they're a second round team.
I don't know, man.
Depending on who they play.
It's a wait and see thing for me.
Depending on who they play in the East right now, like I'm not saying the Hawks. I ain't saying the Hawks will beat them, but like if they play Philly, Boston, one of them type of teams, yeah, get them out of here. It's over. You know what I'm saying? It's over. I don't think they're gonna be able to fight them. If they play the Heat, they can still be around. You know what I'm saying? Certain teams, guys like even Toronto Raptors, it's gonna be a tough one, but they'll beat the Raptors. You know what I'm saying? But
the only team I'm really high on the East, I'm high on Boston. Unfortunately, as painful as it is to say that.
Good team though.
Yeah, I'm high on.
Oh, there's Milwaukee too. So Milwaukee.
I'm high on Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, you take
the usual suspects, man. Other than them two, I'm not really high on anybody else.
I'm gonna wait and see for
my dark horse team. My dark horse East team. They don't look too great right now.
What, the Bulls? Because that's who I have my dark horse.
They look good. They look decent too.
Yeah,
they look pretty decent too. But I'm talking about Melo.
Yeah, I don't see them doing
I don't see it, bro. Especially without Bridges there.
They're actually talking about doing the Russell Westbrook with the 2 picks for Gordon Hayward and Scary Terry. I don't know if that moves the needle for the Lakers.
Shit, if I'm LaMelo, if I'm LaMelo, nigga, trade me.
Get me out of here.
If y'all gonna trade those two guys, what am I gonna do with 2 picks this year?
Jordan's gonna come down with that damn.
Jordan gonna suit up.
Nah, Jordan gonna come down with that damn cigar. Look Melo dead in the eye. Tell him, Wembanyama, nigga.
But they're not gonna get Wembanyama with Laker picks.
I mean, honestly,
how bad do you think the Lakers are gonna do?
Well, not Wemby. Like they got pick. They're gonna have their own pick this year, right? They didn't trade it off.
I don't know.
Like they don't have anybody special, so I don't think they traded off for anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Melo and Wembanyama would be crazy.
And yeah, because Bridges ain't on the roster from what they're saying. I think Miles Bridges ain't on the roster. Period.
Yeah.
Right now, so
yeah, it's kind of
what I mean.
Yeah, it's tough.
And if you guys don't know, he's dealing with
domestic
case, what have you. You know what I mean? You know, whatever the truth is, it'll show itself, and hopefully, it's false. Hopefully, and the man could go back and make some millions, and he's gonna have to recoup because he was scheduled to make 120 or better.
Yeah, he bet on himself, and he was definitely scheduled to make a grip.
Yeah, he wasn't hurt. He wasn't injured.
I don't know if they would have maxed him, but he could have made like a 150.
I think they would have gave him at least. He would have been over 100 for sure.
30. Yeah, he would have been making 30 mil.
I mean, he would have been. He might have been. I'll say 110. 110. Reason why I'm saying 110 because you can't give him more than like Wiggins. Even though the stat lines are close or whatever, you can't give him more than Wiggins. Wiggins just won a chip. Things like that. Like,
yeah.
Even if he's taking a haircut, like, yeah, you might have had 20 all year, but this dude was playing in the West and they just won a ring and he showed up in the finals. Sorry. You gotta take a haircut. So I could see about 110, 115 at the most when it comes to Miles. But he would have got that. That's life-changing money. It's not $100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't allegedly put your hand on these women, man.
No, I would
allegedly put your hands on these women.
I don't think any status you really should. But like I said, I mean, unless your life is in true danger, there's certain stances. If she got a weapon, go ahead. I'm talking about like a strap by you, like a boo boo boo. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're in striking range. Because if you run and she knows how to aim, guess what? I ain't taking that chance. Like I said, it's got to be like life or death. If it's ego or death, then yeah, just go ahead and take the L on the ego because it's just ego. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But other than that, yeah, no hands is his ego, domestic, whatever, right? Even there's certain things. But like I said, life in. Your life's really in danger. She got the freaking machete by your throat.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Yeah, go ahead and there's certain green lights, and now those would be the green light areas. Like, hey man, because there'd be guys that be like, yo, I would never hit her. I'm like, hey, listen, if a woman's coming to rob you when she got the blinky right in your face, and you feel like you could swing on her and get the dub.
Go ahead and do that, my friend. Go ahead and
do that because you're not outrunning a bullet. But if you could just, what's homeboy that was doing the civilian gun disarmament training?
Oh gosh!
Watch yourself one of them videos.
The self-defense training.
Oh man, dude was terrible, but. I get it though. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not. I would definitely never advocate like just on some. Oh yeah, we're in an argument and you take off on it. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then there might be one more. There might be one more thing. If your girl's getting jumped by like 5 chicks.
Oh yeah, I'm swinging on all them hoes. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. If my girl, listen. We're not the type of individuals to get into an altercation like that, but yeah, I'm swinging.
Yeah. You like?
I don't care.
I'm sorry. Like if it's another pandemic coming out, God forbid, and
I ain't even gonna lie, I'm not even letting my girl get in a fight.
Yeah,
I'll fuck that bitch up before I'm gonna keep it a bean, dog.
Like Marc coming out there with the WWE chair. Ah!
Yeah, it's not even getting that far.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. There's very few finite things. Like I said, we just in the room talking and you just call me all types of names. I don't care. That ain't gonna bother me. You can call my mama a name. Like, I ain't gonna bother me either. You know what I'm saying? Like there's lots of things that you can get off. It ain't gonna happen. But like I said, life or death. And I see y'all got 5 gorilla black looking chicks coming up to my girl and y'all looking like y'all about to squabble. It was like, all right, now green light. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even thinking about me because it's like, okay, yeah, this girl just hit me on my arm or slapped me on the face. I'm like, I'm gonna block. I'm gonna block the slap, but I'm not gonna really retaliate. You know what I'm saying? That like I've had that and I've lowered my shoulders. Like, hey, listen, and I've done the Jay-Z stiff arm plenty of times. And I've dodged some slaps plenty of times too. I blocked and dodged some slaps in Jay-Z Stiff Farm, and then that's about it. Like I had to work in the club one time, so yeah, full Nelson was like my only other move that I could do when I had to work in the club. Like, hey, remove this chick. All right, full Nelson. We just gonna go ahead and remove you out the premises. Usually, I'll try to ask though. I'll usually like, baby girl, but once I see the swing coming, it usually comes in slow motion. I'm like, phew, full Nelson. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's few times that's gonna happen, but yeah, when it comes to protect the loved ones, and
like 1,000%, I'll DDT one of these. Fuck out of here!
I'll Charleston White you and hit you with the pepper spray.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? Hit y'all with the pepper spray. That would be hilarious though. What if dudes started doing that?
Oh man! Speaking of Cholo, you just said a name, bro.
But wait, before you start that, what if dudes during arguments is like, hey, chicks start wilding out, you start pepper spray. Change the games. Like, hey, listen, I ain't do nothing. Pepper sprayed her, bro. Like she was swinging on me. I didn't know what to do. I had to protect myself.
Get one of them Pocky One chips and just shove it in her mouth.
Hey, it would be funny though, because when you look at the dude's like, yeah, she tried to take off me, so I just pulled out the pepper spray. I backed up and pulled out the pepper spray. So I'd like, what you want me to do?
I backed up and tased her.
Yeah, I backed up and tased her. It's like, yo, hey, you put hands on a woman? Nah, pepper sprayed her though.
I hit her with the taser. I was just keeping it a bean.
Yo,
she started wilding.
So like, I was taught to never hit a woman, but I had this taser.
I got this stun gun. I'm gonna 50,000 volts real quick. 80,000 volts.
She did the Harlem Shake and just called the cops and told them that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that would be hilarious if I ever see that in a story though. Cause hey, listen, bring out the pepper spray, man. That's the new one, man. Don't hit women, man. Bring out the pepper spray.
Yo. Yeah, you gotta change the game, man.
Change the game.
It ain't the same. The rules ain't the same, man.
Rules ain't the same, man. But if you change the game and say I pepper sprayed her because she started swinging on me.
Protect yourself, King.
I pepper sprayed and just ran out the room. I had to get up out of there. Yeah, but Charleston White, man.
Yeah, so this nigga, these videos surfaced about him raping a girl, and some girls deserve to be raped, or this, that, and the third, and blah blah blah.
Wholeheartedly don't agree.
I never really liked.
I don't even do rape jokes.
Individuals like that. Yeah, well, I'll never
do a rape joke. I'll never, even the fighting joke with women, I was definitely treading water, but I was just having fun with that. Like, never hit a woman. So
I mean, I've never done it.
Yeah.
But I could definitely, I would.
But the scenario with you defending my woman and there's like 5 gorilla black bitches, yes, I'm gonna do that. That's for sure.
Yeah, shit. You know like my scenario too. If there's one. The fuck?
If I feel like my lady can handle her, it's all good. I'm gonna see how the first swing looks though. I'm gonna be like,
it's not getting that far. I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna lie. My chick look like she could squabble. Like if she doing bobbing and weaving action, I'm like, I gotta see this.
It's not getting that far.
But as soon as you take one to the face, all right, hey.
It's not getting that far. Not in public. Hell no.
Oh no, the whole public. But I ain't gonna lie.
I'll kill a bitch.
Yeah,
it's not getting
public
that far.
fights is different too because people got the phone up like this and they're just staring. They was like, "You see this bitch?" And then you got the person just there. You dead in your eye.
Yeah, I'll drag an uppercut one of these. Listen, it's nah.
You can just hit her with the truck stick.
Nope.
A little truck stick before it happens. I ain't gonna lie, I'll trip one of you bitches.
Suplex. Listen.
Man, listen though. Like, but yeah, back to the Charleston White thing. I would never, bro. I wouldn't joke on that.
I always thought he was a wild individual before this. I never really listened to him. I've just seen things about things that he's said.
Yeah.
And
honestly, 99% of the time, that's how I consumed most of his content. It was usually somebody talking about, I'm just like, and when I seen his face, and I think I might have checked out 10 seconds, and I was like, I'm done. I'm good. You know what I mean? There's no shade, but I did hear, like, you know, when you scroll up on IG, you see those, like, him saying a few things. You're like, okay,
you know, shit, yeah, it'll be on Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, all of those,
like,
all of those pages on Instagram and stuff like that. So, like, a lot of times you can't help but see it.
Yeah,
it's crazy. No matter how many Pitbull videos I click like on, dog, I just still see scattered ass all through my Explorer page.
You gotta actually comment and, you know, do a few other things, but yeah, it definitely will do that to you for sure. The algorithm,
The algorithm for sure.
But yeah, you're right. Like, but I'll see some shit him saying, like, he'll say usually wild shit, right? And he'll tell you he says some wild shit just to get on and then promote a positive message, right? That's usually.
I've never seen any kind of positivity about anything that he's done. It's always antagonistic. It's always inflammatory, and it's always sensational.
You're right on that. There was 9 times out of 10, yes. There was a clip or two I seen where he was like, "Hey, listen, I've done all this." He was like, "Listen, he's like, these guys, they keep coming at me this and that." He's like, "I play snitch. I'm not actually a snitch. You know, I'm really just trying to tell people, like, don't glorify this gangster lifestyle that these guys are. These guys are losers. You know what I mean? Yeah, they got money and things like that, but they're ending up in jail, this and that." You know, just speaking on certain shit where, like, it's a real old school tone to it, and real harsh. Like, the sensational part is like, "Oh, fuck Nipsey Hussle, da 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 da," right? And it's like, damn, I like this nigga. Yeah, he might have been a gang member, but his situation was his situation. You know what I mean? And he wasn't like telling motherfuckers to go out and be Crips and shoot motherfuckers either, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you could be a gang, like, so he's more on like death to all gang members and shit like that. It's so extreme, and it's like, I'm good on.
I mean, whatever quote unquote message he's trying to.
Really, the only thing I ever like heard, I was like, oh, I kind of get it. Like, yeah, you know, you probably shouldn't be looking up to rappers just to be the one all be all role model type. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
yeah. When I see niggas like that, I don't even give them the time of day, though. I don't care. Like,
but I was like, okay, but realistically, he literally says, "Oh, I'm doing this sensational." I'm like, oh, so he's trolling. I'm like, and then he tells you this in interviews, and then everybody keeps.
I don't even get that far. I don't care what he's doing.
I'm saying, but this, I'm just trying to tell you. You said, "Hey, speaking on Charleston White," I'm just giving you the outlook on it. This nigga does all this, but then goes right back to more sensational shit. So it's like, it's almost like Kanye. Not as bad though. Like, he's not speaking on people dying and rape and weird shit like that. The whole rape thing, I think he was talking about an old coworker shit. I don't even know. I couldn't even go through the whole clip. I just read the title. Most of these time for him, like, if it falls under my thing, I'll read the title and be like, oh, that don't surprise me.
Whatever quote unquote good stuff he's trying to say is definitely all washed away.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Everything's gone.
And the thing is, like, he'll do all that, antagonize, like, talk shit, antagonize a person, and wait for you to get at him so he can call the cops and sue you after. That, like, literally, that's part of his game, and he tells you he's gonna do that. You see? So that's like one of the people. That's like a troll. That's like an older troll, and everybody knows he's an older troll. But people still want to try to do some gangster shit to him. I'm like, it's not even worth it. Honestly, if you literally stop clicking on the videos and just be like, all right, I'm just tired of listening to this guy, it goes away.
One thing, I never really see. Oh, man.
Shit can go away real fast.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. This attention grabbing, sensationalist vibe right now. That's like taking over everything. It's kind of crazy. Like,
yeah, not my favorite shit. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yo, you know what's funny?
What up?
So I was just reading that Lil Baby just sold like he's number one, right? On the top 200, biggest first week of his career. Everybody that I've talked to that has listened to his album has said it's trash. Every single one. Literally every single one.
Only one person I heard, one or two people.
I haven't heard anybody yet say it's good.
I heard about.
And I'm not talking about like people online or reactionists or anything. I'm just talking about niggas I know.
People we know. There's about 2 of them, 3 of them, but the numbers are a lot lower. And I'm gonna be honest, like, you know, when you just ride around and hear certain songs going off and be like, oh, what's that?
I hear a little bit, like
I hear Lil Baby, but it's not his new joints, and you know, maybe the one with the boxing video or whatever.
Oh no, yeah, not in like people's cars.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't hear it from other people, but I hear it. You see what I'm saying, right? On like Sound 42,
because you usually would hear like somebody's 12s in the back going off, or just it's playing loud and like.
Nah, if it's a Lil Baby playing out of somebody's car, it's definitely his old shit.
It's always his old shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even at a club when you pass it by.
Even his old recent shit. His recent old shit.
That part, like, it's not to me, it's not resonated the same, but yes, at the same time, maybe that's just, maybe
because of how many tracks it was, like I was saying, I thought it was just like, yo, I'm about to be out of this deal.
No. All right, but I'll say this. Kids still love Lil Baby, though.
Yeah.
Women love a Lil Baby.
They're gonna listen to it.
So maybe is actually more towards that demo than towards our stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's still trying to give you the streets, but realistically, he's probably at the concerts. You know who we talk about. They at the concerts, and then women and children on top of that. So they go. That's why I think why you said it was what, number one.
Yeah,
I'm shocked. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I'm not shocked. Because, I mean, didn't I show you that video?
Baby, It's Only Me tops Billboard 200 with biggest first week sales of his career. Yeah, he's number one.
Yeah. I think, I forgot there was my nephew loves Lil Baby. He went to that concert, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. For his birthday last year. So, like, I think Lil Baby gave him some money, too, on stage or whatever like that. So, kids... Not just based off of my one nephew, but you go out a little bit, you could hear like, hey, what you listen to? Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying? So I think Lil Baby gonna be all right when it comes to that, but I would still love for him to get on man. I think he needs Gunna or something. You know what I mean? Just he need to get, if he can get a verse off from Gunna somewhere, man, that'll be perfect.
Mm.
Say
that one more time.
I said he needs to get another verse from Gunna.
Who?
Lil Baby.
Oh, well.
Bring that tandem back if you can.
He probably got so many unreleased songs. I know he got unreleased songs.
Like, maybe that'll help out back with the energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But his subject matter has changed. He ain't, he's not talking quite as street. He's not there as much anymore. He's talking about growth. So I do enjoy that part. You know what I'm saying? And how he has his sound. So it is interesting to hear his sound.
Yeah.
Trying to grow at the same time, but still giving you the cadence and still giving you the melodic feel and everything. So it's kind of it's an interesting spot for Lil Baby because he's definitely been on top for a little while. I think his next features will be the ones that will really help him like lock down the next few years.
Oh, okay.
You know? Shit, man.
You want to finish? There's more stuff. There's still a lot of stuff to talk about.
I ain't gonna lie. I want to get on it, but shit, I got to be up at like 6 a.m. and beat some morning traffic. Fountain Blue tomorrow for me, man. So we'll cut it for now, but we're going to be back soon to give y'all some more. Unless you guys got another topic you about to spew out real quick. We can get at it before, maybe a little 5-piece. You want to shoot it real quick?
What?
I said you got a little topic before we.
This is about Rory and Mal and Joe Budden. Supposedly, there's a new.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that.
Well, stuff stored up. I just seen it.
No, I seen that. I did see that earlier today too. Before I went on a talk binge on the phone, but Yeah, Rory Mal actually. There was there was episodes on each of them. I didn't get to watch the rebuttal from Mal. I did get to see Joe speak on it. And I think Joe made a joke, right? Mm-hmm. Might not have been in the best of taste, but it was like a light joke. It wasn't too heavy. But the fans keep egging on, like, to Mal, like, hey, Mal's like, oh, show me the paperwork, show me, show me your taxes, show me this and that. He was like, Joe's like, listen, I don't care to show them to you, but if you really need to see all that after all we've been through, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, I've been super hurt behind that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be real, But then he was also breaking down, like, I think Ice and Ish was talking. It's like, I'll speak my piece. Like, y'all just didn't have good communication of what it was. You know what I'm saying? Of everything going on with the show and things like that.
That's a lie. I don't think that at all. I think it's a little bit more than that.
What do you think?
It wasn't just more than big miscommunication. Trust me. Mm-hmm. It was definitely some underhanded stuff going on.
From Joe.
Yeah. 1,000%. 1,000%.
I mean, I don't know how he in the behind the scenes part. I don't know how he presented it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. For one. Two, I would have to assume if there was percentages being busted out at that point in time and or ownership, mm-hmm. Parks would almost have to get a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You record with Parks' material with his equipment. Not that you can't have somebody else do it now. Obviously, coming in the fourth quarter and everything's up and running. But yeah, Parks recording equipment. Yeah, Parks' location. He's doing the editing on the actual stuff besides the video, and he's a on air talent person. So that's like 4 things he's providing, and he did it through most of the time. Joe is now just finally at a studio where they recorded. I mean, before they did the same thing too. Yeah. They did have it at a recording studio. Then they took it over to Parks' house, both of them. You know what I'm saying? And now they're at a location where it looks like they're looking at the pier, has a decent set. You know what I'm saying? So looking at that now, yeah. Parks damn near, besides Joe with his name and the accolades, really Parks should have been second up and actually the payment. He didn't even speak as much as Roy and Mal, but just he had a Parks hive. You feel me? Like, he had a Parks hive. Everybody in their mind was like, man, yeah, I fuck with Parks, man. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody. So, and then you add those other 2 things in. That kind of leans a little bit heavier than Rory and Mal's part to me. He never mentioned that. I'm just talking about sitting back, knowing the technical aspect and doing all that. If you want to go like, oh, percentage, but to me, I think they could have just busted most. Like, Joe should have got the biggest piece, and the other guys, like, if you're gonna do ownership. But to me, also, it's on Joe's like actual YouTube page where he has Pump It Up on there and other music videos. So it's kind of hard to if they would have started a whole new page or whatever, then maybe, you know what I'm saying, that would have been like, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, but he could have easily did that and he didn't.
No, he could have, but also,
especially after they added Mal.
No, I think that created consistency. Joe, I think it was just Joe and Rory.
He could have still moved all the videos over.
You actually lose the traction, but that's here nor there. It's not like a website transfer anything over. Like,
I don't care about the views. Yeah, you may lose the views, but you already got paid for the views.
It's not just the payment, it's the subscribers, the people that's been there since Joe Budden TV. Remember, he was doing those daily vlogs.
Yeah,
all of that.
Listen,
no.
I understand all of that.
All of that is
you
like
could easily just say, "Hey, we're moving."
No, I'm saying all of that is SEO. So I understand that is what helped build the platform too. Him getting on Everyday Struggle helped that channel, helped Joe Budden's podcast too. Mm-hmm. We can't deny that. Him being closer to academics pulled some of those people over. So, hey, That channel went from barely 100K. He's at 1 million plus now for subscribers. That's why, you know, it's easy to just try to move that. But once you start cracking 10, 20, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, a lot of videos, a lot of, and not only just that, and it's not even the plaques, that it's the clearance of what YouTube allows you to do after a certain amount of subscribers and views and things like that too. So all of that fell into it. So yeah, I mean, and plus it was, after a while, it was named the Joe Budden Podcast or Network. Like, it was about Joe. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why I said Joe, then Parks, then Rory Mal. You know what I'm saying? Or you could have Parks, Rory Mal as like a split 3. Joe should be the biggest because he had, like, let's be real, we're saying the show, but we're saying Joe's name throughout this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Throughout this whole thing, we're talking about Joe. So he is the star in that when it comes to that. And it's a different dynamic because, like I said, he's a platinum artist. It's not just like two friends coming together and they could just talk about it. Like, it's a little bit different, but I'm not saying there's things that he done totally wrong. Like, I don't think they should have had it on wax on the podcast, you know what I'm saying, and talked about it. I think they should have just handled it off the channel and just say, hey, and then just say, hey, you know, they could have did a thing together, say, hey, we don't need to talk about it, but, you know, we're just figuring out how we're going to do the business going forward, things like that, and kept it like that. That's where I feel like it's hard for him, Joe, Rory, and Mal, you know, for them to ever, that's never going to come back together, but for them to like be cordial, cool all the way, which
especially not after what, you know, especially the back and forth recently. Yeah.
And I don't recall exactly what they said specifically. It's like slightly escaping me, but
which part? Because I can tell you right now.
What, for Joe? Joe's part? Well, Mal said he just wants to see the receipts, I believe, right?
Nah, Mal said, right here, he was like, in a clip posted on Instagram, Mal responds to allegations that he didn't contribute to his former platform by saying he's willing to have a face-to-face discussion with Joe. I'm willing to go on your platform, your new show that still has my blood, sweat, and tears in it, and I know that that's what pains him. Every time he pays for pussy, every time he pays for pussy, that's some of my money. Every vacation he takes a chick on, that's some of my money he's using, and it pains him. The most money he's ever made in his life, he made sitting next to me. He continues in the clip, I know it pains him, but we had a beautiful thing. It worked. Every time he goes to the strip club and throws singles, those is my faces on them singles. It hurts. The Joe Budden podcast, which spurred Mal's response, was in itself a response to statements made on a previous episode of The Thing. And I think it was basically Sci-Hi looked into the camera and said, any day you feel like you can rap better than me, I put my offer on the table and you're rich enough to accept it, but you ain't accept it. And Mal had chimed in, yeah, he stole enough. He stole enough, he got it. Before Rory added, he can pay you with my money.
Okay, that's where Joe talked about what he talked about.
Yeah, Joe said you never pulled your own weight. The first never meant nothing to you. There's never been like responsibility. You never got up and carried your own shit. There's always been another nigga around to help you do it. And you don't speak to them niggas no more either, so it's not just Joe specifically. Stop putting smut on my name. I'm going to start showing up for myself because that's my problem with the fucking internet.
And I think that...
Yeah, it's pretty tough because Mal had a thing on Vulture, I think. They signed a deal with a lucrative deal with Stitcher and XM.
No, yeah, they got things going. They got things going. They're not doing bad at all. I think Joe is making a resurgence. Like it's taken a while, but took like damn near a year and some change. Plus bringing on more guests. You know what I'm saying? he had to definitely pivot with that one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think Joe is definitely on an upwards trend when it comes to that. And here's what I did hear from Joe, and I've heard both sides. Like I said, they want to see paperwork and everything like that. It doesn't seem like Joe and his team have the paperwork that these guys are requesting when it comes to Rory and Mal.
I mean, they want to see how much Spotify actually gave or actually offered, or whatever the case, whatever they actually gave for y'all to be on Spotify.
Yeah,
like they never seen that. There was a whole bunch of shit that they were talking about.
No, for sure. And I could say this,
I think they actually kind of did want to do a Mixie Boys podcast, and Joe wasn't feeling it.
No, I think he was trying to push them to do a podcast, and they didn't want to do it. That's what he was saying in the beginning.
I don't know, because in the Vulture interview that Mal was doing, he was like, "Yo, we were trying to do new stuff, and he kept blocking us."
Oh, okay. Because from what I know, and I think this is when they all were in the convo together. He was like, "Yeah, I want y'all to." They had all the new shows and everything. He's like, yeah, I want these guys to do it. But Mal kept telling me he don't even like potting. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And then also the expenses of actually, I think, Joe threw extra bread to Parks for, the audio stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Threw some bread for the audio stuff and the expensive for the using what's the name's crib. And the studios when they did rent out the studios and stuff like that. Yeah,
but I remember Mal saying like that would have been fine, but you never gave us receipts for anything to see what anything costs.
No, for sure. And that's where Joe messed up. Like he totally messed, like there's fault on both sides.
I mean,
I think there's fault on both sides.
Mal said there were a lot of things that we wanted to do in the old show, but weren't able to because we just didn't have much control after a while. Honestly, all that started every time we wanted to try something. The energy around it would just be like, I don't know, despite the fact that this is our show, you know what I mean? And then there was a lot of business meetings that were happening that we didn't know about. Budden at the time seemed to critically on his Instagram story writing, they'll question your character once you stop taking care of them. So,
yeah, I think it's like.
So Joe's saying he carried everything.
I don't think. No, I see. Like if he says he did it all on his own and those two didn't like contribute, but no, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because realistically, those three dynamic and plus Parks and everything that destroys any other new dynamic by far. And the new show is pretty decent, but the other classic moments, come on, son. It's not even close, in my personal opinion. Other people could say I'm wrong. They could say Ice and Ish is way better. Totally fine. Still a great show. You know what I'm saying? Just talking about preference, what I see right now. And I think they've done a really good job because I want to say, I think Rory was there from day one. Or episode,
if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch it from
actually, no. I did hear the first episode. He was on there. And then Mal, I think I want to say, I don't know how long, maybe episode, something with a 3. So it's 13 or episode 33. One of them type of numbers, he ended up hopping in.
I remember you showing me an episode with Charlemagne on it.
Yeah. And it was like an early.
I don't think Mal was there.
Nah.
And Parks wasn't on it either.
Parks might have just been doing audio, like bare audio.
It was somebody else. I don't think it was Parks.
We'll find out. But
I can't remember.
Find out. I could probably look that one up. I would have to like re-look at episode, but I know. Mal was there. Mal was there with one of those first. It wasn't like I don't think it was the first time Charlemagne got there. It might have been though. But I think Charlemagne actually liked the fact that it was called I'll name this podcast later and things like that. And I think right when he changed it, that's when he told Joe, like, nah, you fucked up by calling this a Joe Budden podcast. You should have kept it I'll name this podcast later because it's more broad. It's not about Joe. Like you can you can grow with that. I was like, I've been said that. I was like, that's one of the greatest names. I'll name this later. Anything would be fire. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a clothing line, it's fire. I'll name this later. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, he's kind of right on that. But Joe, using the Joe Budden name did help it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is a star. I get it. You know what I mean? We're going to piggyback off of that. So I get that. Then, it's still, it was on his YouTube from the jump. Like I said, like people were used to watching Joe Budden content from Joe Budden TV to like when Soulja Boy was doing his thing. That's when Joe Budden TV, he took a little step up. The
Love and Hip Hop.
And then Love and Hip Hop and really started taking, a grip to all of that. So I'm looking at Joe now and that whole thing. Like I said, man, it's a touchy situation because they're all like friends, former friends, things like that. The business kind of got in the way of that. Man, hopefully, you got, all of us could look at that scenario and just say, hey, man, take it one day at a time. None of us in here are Joe Budden, so, and that's not a bad thing. I don't think none of us has been a platinum artist thing, so doing splits are pretty much going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? But like, I get it. I get where people had their perception of what it should have been going on. I don't know how they should have ran their business, but I mean, it probably would have just been easier because
to have numbers out in the open.
Just have numbers out in the open.
But if you always intended on them to be employees and not partners,
you probably should have said that.
Right? Not only that, but you don't tell employees how much you make. You get what I'm saying?
That's true. Well, a little bit.
No, you don't tell employees how much you make, bro. Like you don't.
Well, not like contracted like 1099 employees, no. But like if you're doing certain things in the groundwork, if they're saying like, hey, they help paid for certain things and X, Y, and Z.
No, I'm talking about employees. I'm talking about. When you worked wherever you worked, did they tell you how much they made on their books to justify how much they pay you?
Yeah, no. I'm not. Well, it did just because like it would show the profits because we would get commission. So yeah, we kind of.
That's different, bro.
So it kind of had to see that, but I wouldn't know how much they made. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
Like, yeah, I'm not disclosing how much they make.
Like, when you're an employee, you don't know how much the boss makes.
I get it. I think in the beginning of that altogether, because they're saying it's our show, it's like, yeah, what he should have did was kind of like what Adam says. Hey, No Jumper is, I'm employing all you guys, but you guys have your own shows under this umbrella. You know what I'm saying? If you ever needed to take your show, you can, but I'm paying you as an employee for bringing. You get what I'm saying? Like, he does that, and nobody's threatened to ever leave. So I don't think he's ever been like, oh, I'm going to keep the name. Like, probably give a fuck about the name. You make another motherfucker, right? So I think really Joe probably should have did it more like that and say, hey, I own this network. Creating the show, y'all gonna be on this show.
But that's not how he did it. He did all of that stuff with them while they were there.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's where he fucked up. He had enough clout already coming in, even down on his luck to be like, hey, I had to pump it up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
But here's the thing, I'm pretty sure he couldn't pay them.
Nigga, I'm saying he had the clout to at least say, hey, y'all gonna be the workers, and then when it come time, y'all gonna be 6-figure workers, or when this deal comes through, y'all gonna profit share and y'all gonna make X, Y, and Z. If this I'm pushing for this deal.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if they were there from like near the beginning, before it was an inkling when he was just doing this.
Yeah,
I'm talking about this. Remember, they built up the show to get the Spotify deal.
The show was I agree with the show getting built up. The other girl, Marissa, helped out with like 30 plus episodes or whatever until she got cut. You know what I'm saying? The same girl that was on, I believe she was on Hot 97. They did that. I agree with that. Now, the studio time and all those other things that he never presented to them is what's kind of saying that, hey, you guys are workers. I think, like I said, the communication was off from the jump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From the jump, because if in his mind, you're thinking it was already off the jump because those two were thinking one thing, right?
Especially if Rory was there from episode 1, bro.
I get it.
Before the name was changed and this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
blah,
but you
blah.
also got to look at Rory was probably just, was the young intern kid that was at like Def Jam and was like, hey, come on, do this little podcast thing with me. You know what I'm saying? Da-da-da-da-da. We just talking. Oh, word? All right, cool. I'm going to put it on my joint. All right, cool. Come every time. He was wet behind the ears, in my opinion, at that in that time. You know what I'm saying? He became a veteran. I'm not telling you that Joe made Rory and all that shit. Like, Rory still had to put in his work too, right? And I think the communication was off. Like, I think the ownership thing would actually made it a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? And you could have told him, hey man, for the next 10 episodes, 15 episodes, y'all boys ain't getting paid, or 20 episodes, y'all boys ain't getting no profit share pay. Why not? Because, nigga, all them episodes, I was paying out of my pocket. It's time. I'll show you the receipts. Bang. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. That's what he could have said anything. You feel me? He could have said anything, but to me, I think it would just been easier to say, hey, look, like I said from the beginning, what did I say, right? Joe, you get the biggest cut because you are the attraction. You wear the name, right? And most of the time when you even read the comments, nigga, I'm here to see Joe anyways, nigga. All the time. Don't matter what people are saying, nigga, I'm here to see Joe. What it is, right? All right, it was his idea, I'm assuming, to start the podcast. Because like he's always been on the actual idea part, and the organization part, I'm pretty sure he helped out with that to get the staffing and get everybody going, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll give him that, which is, to me, like I said, he deserves one of the biggest cuts on there. Then, like I said, you could have just split up the other percentage. You could have made Joe 55% and say, hey, I just need to make sure I got control of interest because these niggas ain't used to X, Y, Z. Cool, I get it. Y'all split down 3 ways, 45%. Easier. Now, after all expenses, y'all gonna get y'all 45%. So the guys filming, the multi angles, the whoever's doing all the post production and the social media shit, all those people, the cartoons, we busting them down, and whatever the fee is for the places, we busting that down, and then everybody gets broken off after that.
Yeah, that could have been easy.
That could have been easy.
Nothing was discussed though, and it was done that way on purpose.
No, I completely agree with that. I just think that that can be,
if you're gonna refuse to tell them how much the Spotify deal was for.
And to me, I just think they should have just gotten that out the way before even the Spotify deal even came to play. Anyways, that's just me. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, look, let's just say we get a da 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 da. You know what I mean? Or hey, or even when they hit the 100 or 150 episode or whatever, like when they started hitting up there, say, hey man, so like not forget the numbers, you know what I'm saying? Like we need some paperwork to make this shit official, you know what I'm saying? What do y'all see? What do you see us as? Because I just came in at episode, this is Maul talking to Joe, just came in at episode 33, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got no deals on the table, but I feel like X, Y, Z. Rory, you've been here since the beginning. What do you feel? All right, I feel, all right, cool. What do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Because right now we're splitting a pie of nothing anyways. But when the money got there, it gets a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that doesn't excuse anything that Joe is allegedly doing or any of these guys allegedly doing, because we're not in the room. We only seeing their statements, right? But I look at it like, yeah, man, it would just be it would just be easier if they would just did the ownership shit.
Yeah, it would have been pretty easy.
It would have been pretty easy. And only reason why I say Joe gets the biggest piece is just to Man, Love and Hip Hop, all that.
It's his name, yeah.
No, it's his name, the Love and Hip Hop, all that. None of y'all had that though. You know what I'm saying? Like you've been on ESPN, First Take, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, you gotta. If we did our show and a third nigga came in and this shit starts really blowing up, I'd be like, hey, you know what? I would if you say nigga, I got 1 million followers, I'd be like, oh, you know what? Go ahead and be the Beyonce, dog. Like I'll be over here, Michelle and Kelly Rowland. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? That's me. But just if we gonna bust it down like that, that's cool. And that's the part where I said the ownership part was just a lot easier. The employee part, I don't think, because how long, you know what I'm saying, how long things went on for with these guys and things like that, it's going to go. It was going to go that smooth. And also, even just the revenue splitting would have been kind of tough too, because like, all right, every time, like his overall total check from the AdSense ain't just gonna be from the podcast. Like you'll get some residual stuff too, but all his old stuff on that channel too might get spikes too now. So now them things is paying out and adding to the pot. So now he has to account that out, take that away. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to make our total.
But how much can he really take away if they're a part of the show that caused his old stuff to spike? You get that? You can get that correlation?
Yeah, but you're not giving that up. That's a whole.
I know you're not, but somebody could definitely argue that.
You can argue that, but
if it wasn't for me being on this podcast,
I got publishing deals. I got publishing deals already. I got record deals already that already has me contractually telling you no. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to those old splits. Now we're talking about our specific revenue splits. We said we're making this off the show. All right, my old videos that on this channel, this is the whole reason why we had a subscriber base anyways. You get me? So if those spike, that's just gravy for me from the previous work I've done because of that. That's like saying, hey, we're starting a business in my plaza, right? The business is big. Now, all these other ones are starting to grow just because now we made this thing in the plaza now an anchor. That's great, but shit, the other business, I couldn't tell you I could eat off of the fucking nail salon that you have for your wife. It'd be a little weird, right?
I mean, I don't know I don't know how anchor ships work.
No,
I'm
just saying if we decided
if I'm an anchor to a plaza, I would assume that you get some type of beneficiary.
You get some shit, but like I'm saying, if we made a Publix, that's the anchor. But I couldn't expect us to be like, okay, now I need to eat off. I need to eat off the salon over here and all that. I couldn't necessarily expect that.
If I'm Publix, I'd be like, yo, if you sign all of these people because you say I'm the anchor, then I'm gonna need you to take whatever off rent for each person, each one of these things.
Usually, you're gonna get like. Well, you have to be a proven anchor for one. So, you know what I'm saying? For one, you got to be a proven anchor.
I know that.
So you're already going to come in with a deal. You know what I'm saying? The deal is already going to be baked in. Like, all right, man, you're not paying as much as the second large. Like, you're paying the third highest amount. You should be paying the number one highest amount in this plaza, but you'll pay the third. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we're going to get it. It's like, all right, fine, cool. And then, try not to have like the next year's spike up too much. Let's, we'll cap it out at this percentage.
No, because I know definitely when it comes to, this is really, really technical. We shouldn't even used this analogy because we know a lot about commercial real estate, but like the nigga who gives the lease to Publix can definitely make money off of Publix profit. That's definitely in there.
Oh, okay. I mean, technically, if you're leasing, yeah, you are.
If you're leasing, you can bake into that lease like, hey, however much money you make, we need a this, that, and a third. Like they can do that. So if so facto the other way around, it's like, yo, if you're getting because you just signed because Publix is here now, and the mom and pop pharmacy is getting getting new clientele because it's right there when people come to Publix, then yes, if I'm Publix, nigga, I need some of that. The fuck?
That's a fact.
I'm the whole reason you were doing decent and now you're doing double?
That's true. But then that also proves how much cheaper you should make the rate and everything like that. I'm just talking about, now it all depends. Like I said, you own the plaza and I come in with the idea of Publix, we make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but how about if you want to do a complete analogy of this Joe Budden story, right?
Yeah.
I thought I owned some of this plaza too.
How does Rory and Ma own Pump It Up though?
Not talking about Pump It Up as the plaza. The plaza isn't Pump It Up. The Joe Budden show is the plaza. Pump It Up is the mom and pop store.
Yeah, but the mom and pop store actually was
and pop store been there before.
Yes,
before
before
the anchor. I'm sorry. I guess
no. Say it's a diner because diners be bringing in constant people no matter what, right? They have some decent foot traffic. You have people there, and especially if it's by an old place, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you've seen mad diners do that. So let's go with that analogy. The diner is pumped.
Joe Budden owns the land, right? The plaza is the Joe Budden show.
Yes, and mind you, there was still.
Or Pump It Up, and Pump It Up would be the mom and pop store. Mm-hmm. The show would be the plaza, right? Or the anchor of the show. I guess, right?
It's the anchor.
Would be the anchor, yeah. And now the mom and pop store is doubling what it was doing before.
Of course,
because of all of this new clientele.
But like I said, that also did have a previous subscriber base that was huge and had people to even want to come check it out because you're bringing in more new content. That's the beauty of him having so many subscribers because there was VH1 people, right? You had all the other shows that he's been.
So let me ask you a question. Was Joe Budden TV on just the Joe Budden's page?
Yeah.
By itself? So he didn't have a separate Joe Budden TV? He was doing everything through...
He had the .com, and then as soon as YouTube was popping, not even popping, as soon as YouTube was cracked open, I want to say he could say I was the first rapper on YouTube, and we might have to check the dates, but he's definitely top 2, 3 niggas on there and producing pure content. Mm-hmm. It was, I want to say the 3 that I remember was Soulja Boy, him, and Wiz Khalifa when the Raw Papers and Rolling Up and all that shit was coming out.
Yeah.
And Wiz was probably a little bit later than Joe. Joe had JoeBuddenTV.com. And then he moved over, I believed, over to the YouTube space early as fuck, probably before Soulja. So that's what I'm saying. He built that early subscriber base. Now, did he crack 1 million subs early? No, he didn't. Everyday Struggle is the one that really boosted that. You know what I'm saying? Him getting up with the Migos shit and all that. And then, yeah. Now, we about to wrap this up for sure, but I'm going to say my little piece. But
5 minutes turned into an hour.
Nah, nigga, we going to take this 5 more seconds, nigga. But Joe, that turned into Joe Budden TV. That turned into it turned into that show, which is, I'll name this podcast later, on Joe Budden's network it was just called Joe Budden's.
Was it always a show? Or was it audio at first? Wasn't it on SoundCloud also?
It was everywhere.
Right? Wasn't it only audio at first, or when did it become video?
I want to say video was probably the first couple episodes. Like, I know I definitely seen... I can't find the first episodes of his on that, but I know I've seen some early ass episodes when they're in like some dingy little like
office,
yeah,
like
office,
a little 1-room office,
yeah,
with a table
with the one shot. It was like a 1-shot camera. You know what I'm saying?
From the corner.
Yep, they weren't doing nothing too much. It was 1-shot camera. Them boys are all sitting there, and Marissa before Maul got there, and then like I said,
Marissa wasn't always there because the episode you showed me originally.
Marissa was on I believe when I remember clicking on the first episode ever actually. Before we go in too deep, it was Marissa, Rory, and Joe Budden. They were talking about shit on boxing, pulling up some topics.
Oh wow, that's hilarious.
I swear to God. That's exactly how that first show
Shout
started.
out to Box then.
But yeah, man, we're gonna get the fuck up on out of here, man.
Trust me, dude. There's so much stuff we want to talk about. Like, if we did a week, what if we did like a weekly podcast?
Yeah, it's probably good to get one.
But then it would have to be like really long.
What? Just once?
How
a week,
long?
right?
Yeah, like
once a week is good.
No, I'm just saying, how long would? Like, even now, bro, we've been talking about it for a good little minute.
I'm trying to cut these niggas off, so we'll talk later about that shit. We getting the fuck up out of here.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Folks.
I'll let y'all. Peace.